The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD BLACK NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with AC Fibernet and AFK Gaming. I'm your host, Blackjack, and joining me, of course, is my co-host, Foxy, and our analyst, Babagusa, as we are here for the beginning of division stages of Season 1. And what a way to kick it off, because we are starting with Division 1. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, there's no time to waste because we are going to be starting off with the big boys of the season. So, Foxy, with all that being said, introductions out of the way, how do you do?
I feel amazing, Blackjack. First things first, Division 1, we're beginning the league with. Usually, the way we go about it is we get to see Division 3 quite a bit. But hey, we're getting to start with Division 1, and I could not be more happy. And guess what? We're getting to witness the first match that is going to be Union Gaming. They happen to be 4-time champions of the last league. That is huge, and I expect so much more from them. Obviously, they could not get the flawless victory, 5 out of 5. Monka has had other plans for them, but hey, this time around, they could, try and make that again, try and make that climb again. Will we see them do that or not is the real question, and hey, I cannot wait anymore to get into the match. Let's see what they've got for ourselves, as we'll not be wasting any more time. People will be going straight up into the match, and that is going to be Extremis Esports, a very former team from former players from Reckoning Esports, or a very old team as well, a very old players in this as well. So it's going to be a very interesting match on the map of Cafe. Let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Blackjack, the mic is all yours.
Thank you for that, Foxy. Excuse me right there. As we are going to be going live with the match between Extremis Esports and Union Gaming. Unfortunately, we seem to have had a little bit of a disconnect right before the match began. I'm not sure if any of us could catch on to that, as we're already in with the ban phase. Thatcher will be taken care of, and seems like both teams have agreed to take the ban phase and, just finish it off before we move on with anything else. The first attacker to be banned here on Cafe Dostoevsky. Thatcher, no surprises right there, as of course he is a very universally useful operator. But here we go. Extremis Esports with their attacking ban will take down the Ying, which is another interesting ban. And we've seen this one, especially in Cafe, for that third floor bar defense. Just in general, Cafe defense can be a little susceptible to Ying because she can throw in a ridiculous number of throwable utilities to burn out all ADSs and WMI magnets. And that is even without, of course, detonating her Candela. If she just throws the shell in, even then, that's a lot of utility denial being taken care of. On the defensive side, we've got the Mira and the Wamai, who are going to be banned off the board right there. And again, not too Not too surprising. Mira and Wamai seem to be a very normal, defender ban combination when it comes to the defense on most maps. And we're going to see that once again here on Cafe. As Wamai, of course, we all know exactly why. Dark Spot, Bakery, you name it, Wamai probably has it covered. Alongside, of course, the Jaeger, who of course helps out Wamai in those situations. And the Mira, we all know why Mira gets banned at this point. Black mirrors that face one way and it gives a big visual advantage to the side of the defenders. Yeah, a lot of teams don't really want to play against that, and get to see the Mira bans time and time again, as we will unfortunately have to go into a quick rehost, ladies and gentlemen. It's very unfortunate that that happened, but of course, we'll be right back for the match as I am here with Baba Gusta to talk about the teams in the lobby for ourselves. Both Union Gaming and Extremis Esports today come in with big expectations on their shoulders. So, Baba, without further ado, how do you do this evening?
Well, I'm doing absolutely fantastic here, Jack. And with the first matchup, Extremis Esports versus Union Gaming, I am thrilled. I am excited. I have absolutely no idea on what's going to happen because we actually did see what a lot of well plays right from the qualifier phase. Union Gaming absolutely, destroying each and every teams that they see and quickly picks up the spot on Division One. Same
Oh,
goes to
yes.
Extremis Esports, securing them in the Division One phase. Now, going up against Union Gaming is going to be a challenging task for Team Extremis Esports. As we get along with the bans, we actually did see on the side of attack Thatcher and Ying being banned.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, quite surprisingly, those two operators are more of like a utility operators because most of the utilities that Thatcher uses, the EMP nades or the Ying's Candelas, it can be able to use to deny the Jaeger's ADSs or Vamai's magnet nades, as Jack would like to say it. And that too, it's on the map Cafe Dostoevsky, and one of the most heaviest choke points on the site would be on the piano room, in which we have the site on third floor bar. Most of the time, the defenders would choose to hold on the piano room and add a lot of utilities just to make sure that the deployable shields won't be able to be destroyed from the attackers. Now coming up on the defense, we are going to be seeing a Wumai and a Mira ban, so which actually leads to Jaeger still being in play. Although his ADSs will be used, his ADSs still will be used to deny any flashbangs or grenades being thrown out from the attackers. But here's what the interesting part is going to be: since Wumai is banned, they need to figure out a specific operator who has a deployable shield. Maybe a Valkyrie would actually work out. The only problem is she either has two gadgets. One would be the C4, the second would be the deployable shield. Now, talking about the Valkyrie, intel gathering is very powerful when it comes
Oh,
to
yes.
using the C4s to get those perfect kills. Especially the attackers are trying to go for a default plant, so maybe it should be best for them to just use the Valkyrie with the C4 and pick up some specific operators who has the deployable shield. Maybe a Goyo or maybe a Goyo. Yeah, a Goyo might actually work out for them because you have those Vulcan shields. If you do know that it would be very difficult for the defenders to contest in this particular place, they can just fall back and detonate the Vulcan shield, which in fact the attackers should actually wait for 10 seconds because that explosive brings down the incendiaries for around 10 seconds. So yeah, it is an interesting matchup when it comes to both the attackers as well as the defender phase. But the only thing is the coordination that comes in from both the teams, especially Union Gaming. We've seen how well that they are coordinated, especially Beat and Sparko. Always a Beat on defense, he always does the supporting role. He always plays as the mute on defense, and on the attack we actually do see him playing as the heart breacher. Ace, Thatcher, or a Thermite, you name it. One of the most support heart breaches on the side of attack, as well as the same thing would actually say on defense. And he's been performing very well on that. And also Sparko, he always calls the shot. He actually, most of the time we'd actually see quite a lot of frag plays coming in from EX7, but this time we're going to be seeing quite a lot of plays from Sandy, in which he actually
Oh,
made
yeah.
quite an appearance when they were playing on map Consulate. 3 kills with the Milu CT5 SMG and the C4 with the Banshee's deterrent. And yeah, going up against Extremis Esports is going to be an interesting matchup because you do have Vortex with the great attackers as well, great attacks, as well as this Psycho who's been performing quite well play as the support. So definitely I'm excited to see how it's going to go down for them.
Absolutely, and just like you said, with the ban of the Wamai and the Mira, that's a deployable shield and a C4 that's been denied to the side of the defense. So maybe we might see some Goyo strats coming out from the side of the defense today. That is, of course, Union Gaming first, and then the side of Extremis Esports on round 7 roll swap. But looks like we've got all the players back in the lobby for ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, right on the other side of Rios, and this is where this match truly begins. I mean, quite literally, as it is the first round that we'll be seeing right here, right now, between Extremis Esports and Union Gaming on the map of Cafe Dostoevsky. Let's have a quick look at both of the rosters that we have here today for ourselves. Z Panda, Psycho, Vortex, Round, and Gypsy from the side of Extremis, and from the side of Union Gaming, of course, this roster needs no introduction. Sparko, Sandy, EX7, Jittery, and Beat, the top tier players, at the very top of the tiers when it comes to, of course, South Asia. Union Gaming is here for our first match of Division 1. And curiously enough, of course, we're not seeing a Goyo right off the bat. I'm not entirely surprised, of course. Other operators do have their own deployable shields, such as we see the Ella being played from Sandy, which is going to be a very interesting one on third floor bar and a cocktail lounge. Valkyrie, all of that intel that we have talked about time and time again, will also be available to the side of the defense in this round, in this match. So it looks like they're going to be going up with this usual, sort of extended hold throughout the side of Piano, inside of Cigar Shop with the Ella Gershel Mines for support, along with, maybe a Mute playing in that area. Usually you don't get to see Smoke when you're running this kind of a lineup, and that's a little bit of a shame, but with the Valkyrie in place and along with Ella, who has the stopping power of a truck, why wouldn't you want to run these operators? Claymores coming out. Vortex wants to make sure that there is no run out from the small bakery window on the first floor. No surprises right there. That is particularly an area of particular consideration for the side of any defending team. Although I doubt if UG has finished up their setup. They have just now, of course, but up until a second ago when the Claymore was being placed by Vortex, not particularly. Deployable shields are being spotted. We have the Ping 2.0 system in action, as there we go. Black Eye camera is going to be taken out. Vortex doing his job as the IQ of Extremis Esports is going to start things off nicely. But Z Panda's drone, unfortunately, has been taken care of. He's going to be upside down, rappelling on the window. Jittery's trying to peek. Will he find him? Oh, what a beautiful shot from Jittery. Peeking first and taking the advantage. There goes Z Panda. Big drop right there. But will he find the second one? No, he won't. Whiskey Window is safe. But is he safe from the other side? He is not. Shots are fired and Jittery goes down. The trade comes in as Vortex will be the one to take that kill. The IQ finds her GSG9 counterpart. Round, upside down rappelling on Whiskey Window, is trying to find whatever bit of utility is denying the Selma breaches from the Ace. At least that's what it looks like. In the meanwhile, there is a air jab that went off. But unfortunately, EX7, unfortunately for Extremis, of course, EX7 was in a safe place. No attackers were in his vicinity. Sparko playing the inverted shield on the white corridor door of Piano. He's got to be careful, mind you, of white stairs. I'm sure he will be, as Beat is ready with the C4 for somebody to drop. Just look at him. Concentration. Throws the C4, but no, it's been shot. And he will not find a kill today from that one. Round, making sure that he survives just that little bit longer. But does he know of the peaks here from the Mute? He does now. He's going to pre-fire them. Nobody's sitting inside of that shop cubby, of course. And now Beat is in a bit of an exposed position. Though Nomad has pushed in and will punish the Mute for peeking wide around that shield. Beautifully done by Round. That puts Union Gaming at a disadvantage, and they haven't even broken out this castle barricade that is on the Piano door. Meanwhile, Round finds another one. There goes EX7. Sack was going to take a lot of damage. Sandy finds one, but he's so low on HP as well. The FO12, unfortunately, can only do so much. And Vortex finds a double kill for himself. And he's going to take one more. And another, a triple for Vortex. Beautifully done, as he was the one to finish off the first round in favor of Extremis Esports. What a beautiful Beautiful first round coming out from them, as we get to see in the Act Fibernet instant replay right there. Very, very well done from the side of Extremists to shut down UG's defense, testing the limits of it, and then making sure to tear it apart right at the end. Unfortunately, the Castle and the Ella could only do so much against the sheer force that Extremists brought out. Very well done to them in the first round. However, it is, of course, only the first round, as round 2 will be underway on Reading Room and Fireplace Hall.
Just as we speak about it, round 2, Sparkle brings out the Goyo from the castle switch. But no, wait, I think he's having second thoughts about it. There you go. He's trying to switch it. No. Meanwhile, the 6th pick from Vortex will come in as well. The IQ onto the Twitch. A really good round for Extremist Esports, honestly. I was not expecting them to be so methodical. I think it was not the fact that Extremist Esports trying to be very slow about how they are approaching this. It was Union Gaming trying to go a little more frag heavy. They were trying to, just test the waters on how Extremist likes to play. Because honestly, Extremist is a mix of players that we haven't really seen them play together before. Round and Gypsy, both of them. I remember Gypsy from Almost Walkover. I keep forgetting. Round was, yes, that's right. Round from Sane Clan. And then we have Psycho coming in from Sanford, along with Z Panda and Vortex from Extra Esports. So multiple, a lot of diversity in terms of where these players hail from, but that does not stop them from working in cohesion. Really well done first round. Extremist Esports take that away. Let's see what we've got for ourselves going ahead. The 6th pick onto the Twitch. I'm not sure if that's the best thing to do. You need that IQ to make sure you spot out so much more utility. EX7 is here on the pulse. You've got Sandy on the Valkyrie. So much utility that can get spotted out with the IQ, but looks like Extremist Esports, they themselves want to approach this with a little more, a little more non-orthodox way, because the way Siege is played nowadays is you happen to employ so much more utility, or rather utility clearance, and at the end of the day, it's just the fact that you have to win those gunfights as well after you're done with that. But coming back, it's just going to be a little more heavy emphasis in terms of gunfights. Let's see if we do get to see Jittery try and bring out those plays once again. He did get the entry frag in the last round. Will he will do that this time around or not? The side happens to be on the first floor, the library and the dining, in fact. A very good side and a very cheeky angle being held by EX7. Anybody walking the jewelry or the cigar shop could get taken. Oh boy, EX7, you just have to click. You just have to click your left mouse button. Oh no, he does not go for it. Not right now. That was so close. He could have connected that through the floorboard, but no. He's not going to be taking any chances, giving away his position right now. It'll be Sandy with the Valkyries playing up top. And just like Baba Gusta happened to Educators before the match went live, the fact that Valkyrie is going to be unbanned in Cafe is going to be a huge changing factor right now for both of these teams. Let's see what happens. The push is in, but that'll be stopped by Jittery. This is exactly what I was talking about. The man is a beast. Quite literally so. Sandy, meanwhile, is going to get another one. There you go. Union Gaming going all frag everybody as Vortex to at least try and equalize. Just not yet. A 3 versus 4. Vortex trying to find EX7 and he will be found but not killed yet. Sandy, meanwhile, is double kill on the other end of the map. Vortex and Gypsy are feeling the heat right now. The Sledge has lost the diffuser and Vortex is in a fight of his own. Both of them in. Alright, never mind. Jittery with the double kill. It's all down to my man Vortex. On the Twitch, he has to ace if he wants to win this. He's gonna get one frag, but no, he gets refragged right back in from EX7 and Union Gaming. Once again, the second round, very heavy on the crossfires. They want to get those frags, and they did exactly that. Let's take a look at that in the Act 5 minutes instant replay on how the last round went down. Just amazing. Union Gaming brings out the equalizer, and now we'll be walking into round 3 with the scoreline equalized 1-1.
A beautiful round 2 coming out from the side of Union Gaming, showing off the fact that they are not here to play around. They are here to win, and they will not take any prisoners. And that is exactly what we're here to see, ladies and gentlemen. We're headed back to 3rd floor bar from the side of UG this time around. And Extremists are going to have to be a little bit more careful. Their methodical approach was read into very easily by Union Gaming, even though they made some changes for the 2nd floor push. Unfortunately, if UG are able to read it that well, that means it needs to be changed even farther. And that's something that Extremists will need to look into if they want to have a chance of winning this match. It may be early days in the season for all the divisions, but still, you don't want to lose too many matches in the early stages, because then you stand a chance of not keeping your division spot. Getting relegated by being in the bottom 3 is not a good situation to be in, and that is something Extremist Esports will be looking to avoid, as of course will Union Gaming and every other team. in the division stages. Not just Division 1, it applies to Division 2 and especially 3, because sure, you may have gotten into the division stage in Season 1, but that doesn't mean you are safe from getting relegated out and forced to replay the qualifiers. That is something that all teams will be aware of, so, you know, it's a good luck to all the teams playing right now. Sandy, interestingly enough, trying to go for a River Dock spawn peak, but he's not about to find anybody just yet. Unfortunately for him, that T5 SMG will not be put to use, at least. Not just yet. You know, he has to wait for a little bit of time before he gets to shoot some heads. Z-Panda is going to be droning himself into Piano, but no, his drone's going to be taken out nice and early as soon as the throw-in was spotted from the side of the defense, as standard stuff coming out from the side of Extremis Esports. You know, they're not really doing too much, they're not really doing too many radical things right off the bat, because they don't necessarily need to invest in you know, some out of the blue, out of the box plays just immediately. And that's what they're going to be continuing with the IQ, who's going to be required to take down these pieces of utility that are here on Cigar Shop. Beat knows this, of course, and he's just waiting for somebody to drop in from the red hatch. He's also pinging that castle barricade because he's worried that someone might end up breaking it, you know, the ash, and there we go. The breach charge is heard, and Beat has to fall back because his position is lightly compromised. And I say lightly, of course, because he can sit here behind the desk of a Cigar Shop, stay safe for a while. But if Red Stairs gets pushed, he's going to be even more vulnerable to getting shot. So he's going to have to be very careful where he's sitting right now. Jittery as well, playing the long angle directly underneath Skylight. He might be safe, but he will be susceptible to gunfire sooner or later. Beat is taking some damage on that rotate back that he made just a second ago. Ooh, will Jittery find him? No, he won't. He sees the legs rotating. He's trying to find that one tap. He isn't able to just yet. The attacker is out of range, but Vortex is going to find Sparko in the meanwhile. Where even was he? I'm not entirely sure. The castle is down. There we go, inside a bathroom. That's the first big kill right there. Jittery's taking some damage as well. No attackers have taken damage in the meanwhile, as there's somebody inside of the piano stage on 3rd floor. There we go. Z-Panda's already in. He's making way for Gypsy and the others to repel lane. Oh, Jittery tried to swing wide on New Hatch right there. He's going to go down as well. And that's going to leave the side of Union Gaming in a big spot of bother. Beat can't push out of Cold Room because there's somebody watching through the bathroom areas, of course. And they will know if he moves out of door, as the Salmon Breach will come out any second. Now Z-Panda's going to take a bit of damage from an SMG-11. That is Beat trying to make a play. But Round, pushing from the Heaven Hatch area, is here to deny whatever plays the side of UG are attempting to make right now. Round is going to find him. There we go. Jittery will be confirmed onto finally, as it's all down to EX7, Beat, and Sandy. And they don't even have C4s from the looks of things. That's unfortunate, as, oh no, the Beat does have a C4, but will he be able to find him? He does not. And now shots are going to be fired. There's another one for Round. The Nomad finds one more. It's all down to the last man standing, and the Melusi will not find anyone as well. The side of Extremis Esports are looking very sharp, especially on this 3rd floor bar push, as we have a look at that on the Act 500 instant replay. Very, very well done from the side of Extremis Esports, knowing that last time they were able to push in early because Union Gaming, they made some mistakes with White Peaks. This time they had to draw it out and force the mistakes from UG, who looked like they were getting a little anxious for the push to site. At least, you know, that's what it looked like to me. And that's what cost them the round, as they are now in the deficit by 1 round. It's 2-1 up on round 4 in favor of Extremis Esports.
Hey, honestly, I'll have to emphasize a little more on the fact that Union Gaming did not rely on the C4's game at all. They had so many operators that potentially could have brought C4s on board, could have gone for a denial play, but no. They just gave away Cigar control a little too early for my liking. And hey, by the time they could realize it, the plant was already going down by Extremis Esports. Huge ups to them, because they were not only swift in getting the control done, they were very quick with getting those frags and taking advantage of the situation. That time window that they had for themselves, they secured it, started getting the plan down. And that is stuff you love to see. Good attacking round for Extremis Esports. Once again, I'm really loving the pace and the energy that they're bringing on board, because you know how Cafe happens to work. It's essentially a defender-favored map. You're getting to see Extremis Esports able to put these rounds on board. That only happens to say how great they have prepped for this match, and that just excites me a whole lot more. Aside is this time around, it's going to be kitchen and services. Let's see what we got for ourselves from the side of Union Gaming. What they can present us with. Jittery is just going to be raising down his mute jammers, making some rotations for the roamers. But already, Sandy with the spawn peak is going to find Gypsy. Good night to my man. The buck will not be in the play anymore, and that means the soft breach will not be available. Z-Panda already making the push. Oh boy, oh boy. Extremis Esports are not taking any of this aggression. They want to fight back, and they're already making the push on the prep room. There you go, Psycho with the ace. She'll not be emphasizing a whole lot on the breaches right now. And there you go. The prep room wall should get open. We'll still be seeing the castle watching the prep room from above. And that means Vortex is going to be the one. Going to drone him out and try and keep him busy while his teammates make the push happen on side. Z-Panda already down on the hallway. That's going to be another kill for Union Gaming. And look at this. Extreme Esports already starting to fall apart. I'm not sure if they've thought this through, but Union Gaming has just come out stronger in the beginning of this round. Let's see what we've got. A 3 vs 5 established. We haven't even hit the mid round. That is what scares me. If I was an Extremis Esports fan, I wouldn't exactly be too happy right now. Still, we'll come to a stall point. Just some standard drone works coming in. Psycho is just making sure that there's no flanks. But there might be a potential aggression coming in from the side of the defense. But looks like that's just not the case. Vortex also, he's lost all his drones. He's just waiting for the right movement. Maybe try and make the push. Vortex already moved in. All right, he's moved into museum entrance. Let's see if we can find any feed there, or will he get found, because obviously he stands at a rather disadvantageous position compared to the defenders. Round already taking so many shots. I'm not sure who that is. Sparko from side. He's gonna go wide from the hallway. If he does that, that'll be the end of the Nomad, but at least as of now, that's not going to be the case. There you go. Round is going to take the fall. Vortex takes the fall as well. It's all down to Psycho. He's very low on HP. He's trying to fight these defenders, but they're pushing her. They know exactly where her position is. I'm not sure if she'll be able to make it out of this. Union Gaming on the other hand, though, very peaceful, very patient. They don't want to go for the push. Don't want to convert this into a potential throw round. Just will be waiting down on site as the clock runs out. And alright, Psycho is going to walk away with a kill. That's going to be Jittery, but not for long, as we'll be seeing B eliminate her, and that'll be Union Gaming fighting back and equalizing the score back again on a 2-2 scoreline. We'll be taking a look at that in the Fibernet instant replay, the last dying seconds of the round. Hey, that is what got Union Gaming the equalizer on board. Let's see if Extremis Esports can fight back or not. A great round, in fact. Textbook defense from Kitchen and Service. Really well done.
Absolutely, a fantastic defense coming out from the side of Union Gaming on a Kitchen Service and Kitchen Cooking, of course. But again, now they're going to be forced to go back to third floor bar. Not necessarily, mind you. They could have gone back to second floor reading, but they've chosen to go back to bar, the side that they have lost both times that they've attempted it right now on this match on round 5. 2-2 being the scoreline, of course. It's an early game equalizer. Extremis Esports have done well to not allow Union Gaming to get away with a whole lot of mistakes, and they've been punishing them quite a bit for those uncalled for white peaks. But Extremis Esports have been making some very heavy mistakes of their own. Just like in the last one, we got to see, unfortunately, it didn't seem like either the drone works were enough, or maybe they were just taking some ill-advised peaks that they really shouldn't have. For instance, we saw the Ash fall. I believe that was Z-Panda on Small Bakery trying to peek the red carpet hallway. That was a little unnecessary. He was alone in that room, and we all know that Small Bakery, when peeked down the hallway from coat check, through the side door, and even from the bar area, is a very susceptible, very vulnerable area. So, you know, just some little things that Extremis Esports has to work on here and there. Same goes for Union Gaming, of course, as it's been a while since they've played a league structure. It's been a little over a month. And both teams will be looking to shake off that little bit of rustiness that comes with not having too much action to go on for a while now. Then again, I say that they've been practicing rigorously. That is why we're seeing the match be equalized right now. So, you know, just take it with a grain of salt. Everything I say with a grain of salt. Standard stuff from the side of Extremis Esports. Nothing too special. Once again, like I said, they don't want to... they don't want to bring something out of the box right off the bat. They don't want to, you know, try something experimental right here. Even though one could argue that this is the best spot to try something experimental, because you don't have too much to lose and you can make up for a lost game in the later stages, especially in week 2. It looks like Extremist Esports doesn't want to do that right now. In the meanwhile, Union Gaming, I see that they've invested in a Kaid this round from Beat, interestingly enough. That's another C4. No, that's barbed wires. Okay. Bringing in the barbed wires from Beat, and oh, that's unfortunate. Gypsy is off the board for this round, but oh, that's unfortunate for Beat, who's going to go down, but Sparkle with the C4 is going to take down Vortex as well. Very well done for a refrag immediately from the side of Union Gaming to find one. But will they be able to find some more? It's a 3 versus 4, mind you, off the bat of that disconnect from Extremist Esports. Gypsy, that was the worst time to go down, but oh, Z-Panda! A double for him, a back-to-back collateral on Jittery and Sparko, and that's going to give him the triple kill for the round, suddenly putting the side of Extremist Esports in the lead in terms of the man count. He is very low on HP, mind you, and he has to be very careful on the next gunfights he chooses to take. Psycho and Rounder, of course, on full HP, as are Sandy and EX7. These four... Oh, never mind. Z-Panda's found a quad for himself. VX7 goes down, and it's all down to Sandy all of a sudden. His position's been given away. He's trying to push into Cold Room, trying to find where the Ash is playing, but will Z-Panda be too quick for him? Or does he know where the smoke is? He's going to find one. Sandy, beautifully done. We've seen him do this before. There's another one down. He might just be able to clutch this out for his team with the SMG-11 this time. He's only got one to go. Psycho peeking the angle. He knowing that, you know, Sandy could be closer to Cold Room door, but Sandy's going to pull back instead. Shots should be fired any second now. He's trying to peek the white rotate. Will he find him? Yes, he will! Swings around the door. Sandy, beautifully done to find the head of Psycho. Unfortunately, the ace was caught in a bad position inside of Cold Room. Even if it was with the diffuser, there was only so many places he could go with the smoke grenades that, of course, Smoke carries. And Sandy, once again, with a beautiful clutch for his team, is going to give them the lead on the match. As we see in the Act Fibernet Instant Replay, very well done to cut off a rotate using the gas canister and then forcing the ace into Cold Room, where, of course, he could finish off the kill nice and easily. 3-2 is the scoreline on round 6 in favor of Union Gaming, and they're going to go back to second floor, reading Room and Fireplace Hall for the last round before role swap.
Well, that was quite the... Alright, looks like we'll be going into a rehost. Yes, we will be. I was expecting that, but coming back to what I was trying to say is the fact that the ace that Z-Panda was in, he got the quad kill, could have gotten the ace as well, just could not see him do that. But on the other hand, it was Sandy's clutch to make it his moment to shine, and he did exactly that. Really good round for Union Gaming. Let's see what more we have in store going ahead as Baba and Blackjack. Please walk us through the rounds that we just witnessed.
Absolutely, Foxy, we will. But first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, it was a fantastic first 5 rounds coming out from the side of Union Gaming and Extremist Esports. It looks like Extremist has been keeping their eye on Union Gaming for some time now, because the way they've played shows that they've done their homework. Union Gaming, of course, we know how they like to play. They like to sort of test the limits of their opponents, you know, see how far they can push them and how much they can get away with. And they're learning today that Extremist Esports is not a team to be trifled with. As it is, of course, 3-2. It may be in their favor, but mind you, they've lost third floor bar twice and nearly lost it a third time, if not for Sandy's beautiful 1v3 clutch with the smoke. But more on that from our analyst, Babagusta. In just a little bit of time, of course, I get to talk about this for a little bit longer, ladies and gentlemen, as it were. And, you know, Extremist Esports definitely felt the loss of Gypsy in that last round. The disconnect did not help them, and Z-Panda tried to pull out all the stops. But again, we've seen it from Sandy before, the Malusi 1v3 on Consulate back in qualifiers when we saw Union Gaming pull off a great 7-1 victory was, of course, indicative of the fact that they are looking very strong right now. And Sandy just continuing that trend of clutching for his team, bringing out yet another one, this time with Smoke, a 1v3 for his team on round 5, third floor bar, saving that round, which otherwise would have been Z-Panda's ace potentially. Unfortunately, of course, he was low enough on HP that even if he didn't get shot in the head, he would have still died to the SMG-11 on that peak. But more on that from our analyst, Baba Gusta. Baba, 5 exciting rounds so far. We're about to enter the 6th round. So what do you think of the match so far?
Well, first things first, I was actually kind of surprised to see Sandy making that wonderful clutch, because we actually did see Union Gaming losing third floor bar twice in a
Oh, yeah.
row, even with a lot of setups that would be placed. We actually did see a castle armor panel being used on the entrance of the piano double door, and the second thing is that the rotationals that they made, it was not a wall-to-wall rotation from freezer to bathroom. It was a crouched rotation, which was quite surprised that I did not see it. And then there was another angle which you can be able to hold, just where I actually did saw Castle was holding, right from freezer through to the window of the piano room, which would give a lot of opportunities to get those important kills. And it also works back and forth to the attackers as well. Now, the most interesting part about it is that in the first round, we actually did see Jittery being very aggressive on the piano room. I mean, yes, I do kind of agree that the Vomai was banned, and they decided to start making some new strategies. Instead of making a huge anchor on the piano room, we did see Beat playing as the mute on the cigar entrance, with the deployable shield being placed, and also two of the ADSs were being placed as well. They were, and Beat was actually waiting for that perfect opportunity for the attackers to just drop in, so that he can be able to use his C4 to instantly get those 2 free wins. Well, unfortunately, with that C4 being thrown out, it would have worked out, unless and until if the attackers were there to immediately know what was going on, and then immediately takes out the Nitro C4 before it's going to be able to blow. And that's quite an interesting one that I actually did get to witness. Round, who was apparently playing as the Nomad with the ARX rifle, he will eventually take out the Nitro Cell C4 on the first round, which was I was actually kind of surprised there. And he actually did it twice again on the third floor bar, where Team Extremists won yet again. They were about to win on round 5 third floor bar, with the Z Panda making a quad kill playing as the Ash, but an instant shutdown comes in, where Sandy, who was playing as the Smoke with the SMG-11, mind you, he was apparently pushing in from the crouch rotation, which I was talking about on the third floor bar, which would connect through the freezer, gets that instant kill. Next thing you know, I maybe actually thought Sandy wouldn't be able to make it out, because it's the SMG-11. Each and every time he gets a kill, he needs to reload the gun, and he needs to reposition back, which would give a lot of problems for the Smoke, or as the mute means, to get that control. And Sandy, he just made it very easy. He just throwed the smoke canisters from the cigar to make sure that he won't be able to push in from the specific side, force the attacker to be in that specific position yet again. Sandy, he was just quick, calculated methods. He was just waiting for the ace to go for the plant. He didn't had enough amount of time. Next thing you know, Sandy just immediately pushes in with the SMG-11, pre-fires it, and then he gets that win. The exact, it was basically a chess move, where Sandy, each and every time he gets a kill, he would just say checkmate, and that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did.
That is definitely true right there. It was checkmate for Extremist Esports as soon as Sandy started popping off with that SMG-11 right there. And, we're sort of starting to expect more and more of this from him as we go along with the matches of Union Gaming, because he's done it multiple times already on stream for his team and, of course, off stream. And it's no secret that Union Gaming are benefiting greatly from having Sandy in their team. As we will, of course, be coming back with the match in just a quick second, ladies and gentlemen. Union Gaming are currently leading against Extremist Esports 3-2 on the round count, and we're about to hit round 6 here on the map of Cafe Dostoevsky. And that, of course, means that is the last round before role swap. And a beautiful round, I believe, is coming up. A beautiful set of rounds from both teams, with the potential for even to go for overtime, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be going in with the match right now on your screens. We are back from the rehost lobby, and we are into the match. Round 6 is underway on second floor reading room and a fireplace hall. And with that, Foxy, take it away.
Thank you for that lovely introduction and breakdown, Baba Goose and Blackjack. We're back here, round 6. Like you said, round 6 will be the one before halftime. So I'm looking at Extremist Esports with with a little bit of hope, all right, they might be able to get this equalizer. And what if we walk into this round 7 with a 3-3, where Extremis Esports has put so many rounds on board, happening to be on attack? Honestly, I wouldn't say I'm too much overboard with the idea of Extremis Esports happening to put these 2 rounds on board. But just the fact that the way the last round happened to go down, it was all Sandy all over them. It's just one-man show, and stuff like that you don't expect to see a whole lot. But when it does happen, oh boy, it's one of the best things we get to see, plays like that. So eyes on Sandy once again. This time around, my man's going to be playing a Valkyrie. He did have a very destructive round when he was playing Valkyrie before as well. Going to be bringing out the deagle with a suppressor as well. All right. He loves to sport that apparently, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to understand what kind of playstyle Sandy happens to present. Not exactly too much homework that I've happened to do while compared to at least the rest of his teammates. Let's see what he'll be able to do. Is definitely something that you've got to be scared of, especially if you're in the opponent team. Looks like a run out is being prepped from EX7. Yes, that is right. No, that's not a run out. He's just gonna get the headshot onto Z Panda. My man should check the corners. Just opens the barricade and gets the frag. Really well done from EX7. Early kill that Union Gaming so highly needed, and more importantly is something that Extremis Esports were not expecting. And now the man who happened to get a quad kill is sitting outside the match because, well, he's not alive anymore. We're seeing Psycho doing the standard drone work. Ace, that is not too much emphasis in terms of how you're trying to get cigar control done, except for Vortex. He's going to be rappelled up here. It could get taken out with a potential flank or maybe even a run out. We don't see a huge emphasis in terms of how Extremis Esports wants to bottleneck the defenders. It's just more of the map control that they are approaching, and I wouldn't really blame them as well. Let's see what we've got for ourselves in store. Jittery with the carbine is going to be peeking this. Oh, he's seen somebody's head. He wants to claim it. Tries to go for the one tap, but he does not claim it yet. The Sledge though will be pushing up close. Gypsy versus Jittery, that is. Vortex is pushed up close as well. It's going to be a normal deployable shield, so you cannot just detonate. That Sandy meanwhile is going to get a frag. I'm not sure where that came in from, but hey, it's a welcome one. Just going to drop down, maybe a potential C4 play that he's expecting to make. And yeah, there you go. EX7 already giving out pings to my man. Sandy might as well be able to get this free kill. I don't think Extremis Esports even knows about this. No, Round does know. He's trying to find a kill. Maybe a stray, but just not yet. Vortex meanwhile takes a few shots, tries to retaliate a little bit, but not enough damage done to anybody. Sandy, Jittery and Beat very low on HP as EX7 will get himself a double kill. Oh boy, where are these kills coming out from? That's the vertical play that I'm getting to see from Union Gaming. Is just able to pinpoint them with the cardiac sensor. You've got so much more utility. You've got the C4s, you've got your UMP in hand. I mean, hey, you've got a gun in hand for God's sake. There we go. Vortex is going to start things off finally. A 2 versus 4. Trying to make his way inside Cigar. We'll be seeing him prep a potential plant location, but no, Jittery is actually playing awfully close to this area. He might be able to get this double kill as well and finish the round. Will he be able to do that? Push-up is in and Vortex is going to take the fall. That's the kill for Jittery. No, he does not confirm it. Wants to go for the knife. Here's Ace to stop him. Psycho getting that first frag in. He's still got to find 3 more, but the revive is going to be the first priority for Psycho. EX7 knowing that is not a breachable wall, tries to get maybe a stray in, but here's the kill from Psycho once again with the double kill. Cannot attempt the plan, has to go deep into sight. They've still got to go downstairs and try and attempt this. There's Sparko, he's gonna shut them down and go drop down all the way below. That is huge, and there you go, there's no time left, and Union Gaming is gonna get round 6 on board for themselves, walking into round 7 with a nice advantage. 4-2 is going to be the scoreline. Let's see what they have in store for us going ahead. What a round coming in from Union Gaming.
An absolutely amazing round indeed for Union Gaming to give themselves that extra bit of lead going into round 7. Roll swap and attack on round 7, of course, on the map of Cafe, while Extremists will be defending. They are now 2 rounds down, unfortunately, and the mid-game is well and truly underway, because if Extremists are not able to make a little bit of a 2-round comeback for themselves, they'll be found lacking in this match, and Union Gaming will be punishing them for every single mistake they do from here on out. As interesting 6-pick sees us looking at a Warden being brought in for a clash. Gypsy bringing in the Secret Service operator with, of course, the fancy glasses. I'm interested to see what kind of Warden plays we will see. Maybe even some anti-flash action? We'll find out in a minute, of course, as the setup is coming in. The dark spot hold is coming in as well. We're going to have a little bit of a line of sight in the bathroom. So, standard stuff from Extremist Esports. They themselves don't want to pull out something too, experimental. But as I say that, of course, you don't often get to see Warden on third floor bar side of Cafe, of course. And that's why, we're gonna have to keep our eyes on that one. Along with that, of course, we've got the Maestro in play from Z Panda, the Goyo from Psycho. Those Vulcan shields are, of course, going to be a pain for Union Gaming, regardless of whether or not they're blown up, or even if they're just alive as deployable shields. Deployable shields themselves are a big pain for attacking teams, seeing as they soak up so much utility with ADSs, with my magnets, and a whole bunch of other utility being put around that deployable shield. And of course, speaking of Jaeger ADSs, Vortex is going to bring in the GSG-9 Defender, and Round's going to round things out with the smoke in play. Union Gaming, of course, they know exactly what they need to do. They're already preparing for a breach into piano, excuse me. Sparko is bringing out the ace, curiously enough. Of course, we've seen this before from him. He loves his hard breach operators, and he'll be doing that. But Sandy, oh, that was very risky. Repelling the white stairs window and trying to get somebody in dark spot. Didn't know of the shield that was facing that window, of course. And then Psycho did quite a bit of damage on to Nomad in that particular encounter. Psycho, of course, just sitting calmly here on the corridor of white, just by the white stairs, and knows that there's somebody repelling on the white corridor window, of course, and that's Sparko. But Sparko himself is looking elsewhere. He's droning down the lower white stairs area, the entryway into the building, to make sure that nobody's going to get too cheeky and try and force a run out from there. A Goyer shield gets popped, and that's from the side of the attackers, I believe. Or the defenders, really. A Goyer shield has been popped regardless. And another one goes down. That's the one next to Gypsy. He's going to have to be careful, but Round is going to find the X7. A big drop, but no, the Warden cornered and taken care of by Sparko and his team. Very well done to equalize the man count in between these two teams right now. Will the Maestro find one? No, he won't. That was an attempted little tap there. Unfortunately, was not able to find a head. As air jabs are going off, utilities are being thrown in. There's still some left as Selma breaches are going off to try and find the piano plant spot into bar. B's going to take a lot of damage right there. I'm not sure what exactly that was. Could have been an impact for all I know, but could have been a C4 as well. Anyway, Beat is low on HP. He's going to have to be careful. Sandy is also low on HP. Both of them will have to be very careful as the diffuser will be traded, given to Jittery, because he's the man on full HP right now, and he could make this push happen. He's trying to go for the default plant spot, but with the tables being blown wide open, he has to go for these peaks. He knows that there's somebody inside of Cocktail Lounge, but he's going to take some damage instead, trying to push in, and the Maestro will be safe because there is, of course, the smoke inside of Cold Room. Sandy's going to team kill instead as the Maestro finally falls, but no, Psycho, Round, and of course, Round once again will be finding the last operators from the side of Union Gaming. Very, very well done from the side of Extremist Esports on round 7 roll swaps attack. And they are one step closer, of course, as we see in the Act 5 minute instant replay right there. It was a little bit of a scramble towards the end, unfortunately, for Union Gaming. They needed to make the best of the time that they had. They took a little too long to get in there, unfortunately. And that taking too long seemed to be what ended that push, as we will be going into first floor kitchen from the side of the defense. And Extremist Esports, again, are just one round away from equalizing against Union Gaming.
I really like the pacing that Extremist Esports has brought to the table. Honestly, it does put me, in a fix on how this match could go at. But Union Gaming is definitely looking a whole lot more composed, a whole lot more stronger. I wouldn't really count Extremist Esports out of this competition yet. Obviously not. They just got closer to getting the equalizer in. But the way that they've been playing so far, I wouldn't really bank too much on them, Extremist Esports is 7-1. They'll be going to kitchen after a successful first round on defense. Very well done. A good beginning to the second half for themselves, knowing the way the first half happened to fair for them. 2 rounds in deficit. Trying to make that up in the second half here. We'll be seeing Vortex on the vigil. He's going to be roaming very obviously. They've got Round on the mute as well. I love that both of these teams implying the mute for that denial, for that information denial as well. So much more emphasis in the way, just normally the way Cafe is played. Gypsy just making some rotations on the Maestro. Z-Panda will be helping Vortex with the Roam, with the Carbine. The Q&A and the Carbine, both of them will be out in the open for possible heads to find, but will Union Gaming allow them to do that? Sandy awfully close to this doorway window. In fact, already Z-Panda knows this. He might come in with a pre-fire. He does know that there's somebody outside the window, but Sandy does not yet. He wants to go in for the drone works, while everybody on the side of Union Gaming will be implying exactly that. Information is king, and that is the first thing they want to gain right now. Already Sandy picking up a fight with Z-Panda. I just talked about this. Z-Panda is all the while more wiser. He knows exactly when to fall back, does not want to re-engage on that fight. Just going to fall back onto code check. Very standard stuff being done, scaring off the attacker just a little bit, enough to take attention off of the roamer that is inside on the top now. He's going to fall back on the side as well. I'm not sure why the hatch is unreinforced, but I wouldn't really blame them. You can play this particular side on a retake potential as well. So hey, you could play this in the extended roam onto VIP, but I don't get to see that from them this time around. Both of the freezer walls will be reinforced. So the hatch being unreinforced does not really add up to me, but hey, it's them playing and it's their choices. Jittery, very ecstatic, trying to save himself from potential C4. He's just gonna stay up on the table and try and get some drone works in. Vortex, once again, he's not gonna be on side. He's still offside though, trying to find a few frags adjacent to the side, maybe when Union Gaming tries to make the push. But right now, it's just gonna be him holding down with his K1A on the side of VIP. Round all the way on the side of Bakery. We don't get to see a Bakery push from Union Gaming, quite interestingly. So they want to go for this on the side of Freezers. And yeah, I wouldn't really blame them. Taking the sweet time to get all of that drone work in, making sure that there's no roamers. Standard stuff being done. And now comes the soft breach part. Beat doing exactly that. And quite surprisingly so, we don't get to see Beat playing a hard breach. And now that we have Ace in to play and he has an AK for himself, Sparko looks like he's the one who wants to employ that. And hey, I love the role change that Union Gaming has brought on for themselves. Beat is getting a nice dynamic. I've always seen the man play Smoke or Thermite, but right now he's able to play Sledge. I'm just happy for the man. Going ahead, let's see what we've got for ourselves. 20 seconds remaining. Union Gaming definitely need to make the push. They'll be making that. Jittery already on the side. Gets the Melusi charge, but he knows exactly who's waiting for him around the coffee table. What is going to find a frag, and Round is going to get another one. All eyes on Jittery right now. He could be the change that Union Gaming needs. He's going to get a frag. Round takes the fall. Vortex on a double kill. He's definitely obliterating. Oh boy, what a shot from Jittery. Does not find the third. The double comes in. The Maestro takes the fall. Melusi is here with the refrag. Where is Sandy? Only 1 second left, and the man does not even have himself the diffuser, or is even close to the side. Extremis Esports will be coming in with the equalizer that we talked about, and this match just got a whole lot more exciting.
Absolutely, as we can see in the Act 5-minute instant replay right there. Very well done by Vortex and Round to shut down the hatch drop from the side of Union Gaming, and of course the other push coming in from the brown-white stairs area. But unfortunately for them, that is Union Gaming, it wasn't enough just to have the Ash inside of sight. And that is why first floor kitchen went the way of Extremis Esports again. And we're going to be moving to second floor reading room with the 6th pick out of the castle into the Melusi from Gypsy. Bringing in, of course, the Operation Steel Wave Defender with those very, very powerful and this is slightly on the annoying side, Banshees, of course. As round 9 is going to see a 4-4 equalizer. That is big right there from Extremis Esports. Not only have they done their homework, but even in the rehos that they had when Gypsy disconnected a couple of rounds ago, it seems like they've managed to group up and discuss exactly what they've seen from Union Gaming so far, and they've put that into focus in their pushes, you know, made some differentials, made some changes, and what we're seeing right now is an Extremis Esports who is very, very prepared.
Attackers have located a bomb. 5 seconds to insertion. Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Door secured.
Well, awkwardly so. Somehow we don't have Blackjack or Babalusa here. I hope you guys can hear me at least. Not sure what just went down, but hey, that was maybe a quick Discord server glitch, I guess. Blackjack, wasn't that?
Hello?
Hello,
Am
welcome
I-
back, Blackjack. You are audible
I was speaking the whole time. That was very weird.
now. That does happen, you know. We since we happen to communicate on Discord, that does happen sometimes. It's not your fault, honestly. Look, back to your mic, yes.
Thank you for that, Foxy. And yeah, aside from that unfortunate, I don't even know what happened there. Gypsy has been taken on the board very early from the side of Extremis Esports. I believe it was Sparko with the AK-12 on the Ace who was the one to get that kill. And unfortunately for Extremis, that's a big drop right there because the T5 can be very, very powerful, especially in those late round close quarter combat situations. But oh my, look at this. Union Gaming have already pushed up way close to sight as EX7 is going to find Z-Panda, and the meanwhile above, the Mozzie goes down, and now Fireplace is being blown away.
Bomb located by
Well, just as Blackjack was saying, Fireplace is indeed being blown away. Let's see what we got for ourselves. Making the push 3 versus 5. Spark already going for the plan. This is perfect, but Round and Vortex don't get 2 fracks for themselves. A 3 versus 3 make that a 2 versus 3. The Hatch plays in here. Vortex gets the double kill. That's the denial as well. That's huge for Extremis Esports right now. They could take the advantage, but no. Sandy's here. He begs to differ. He's gonna get a frag, and that'll be Round taking the fall. He's trying to find one more, but no, it's a cleanup. Extremis Esports are here. They will be taking this advantage for themselves, and Round 9 goes to them. And boy, oh boy, do we get to see an amazing comeback from them on the side of the defense. I'm really impressed the way Extremis Esports is going about this. I'd love to see them take this match into the victory for themselves as well. They'll take the lead at least for now. 1 round away from match point. 5-4 is going to be the scoreline.
5-4 is indeed the scoreline, and I do hope I'm audible once again for all of our viewers at home. That's a very weird Discord glitch seems to be happening. We'll look into that, of course, as soon as this match is over. But of course, this match is far from over because Extremis Esports have just taken the lead against Union Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. 5-4 in their favor. As UG, unfortunately, even with those early peaks and even with those
defenders. Protect your
excuse me
bombs
right there,
from
even with
being
those even with that beautiful push into Fireplace with the combination of the Ace and the Ash was not enough to throw off the side of Extremis Esports. They did a fantastic cleanup, as Foxy said right towards the end there, to finish off Union attack. Very, very well done. They are not. I've been saying this, you know, a lot. They look very prepared right now for this match against Union Gaming. Dare I say they look extremely prepared for this match against Union Gaming, as this is this is looking like a game that Union Gaming has to take just that little bit more seriously. I'm sure they are, and I'm sure they're taking this as seriously as possible. But you know, they're gonna have to pick themselves up a little bit more. They're making too many mistakes, and Extremis Esports are getting away with their own set of mistakes, especially in these last 3 rounds, because our blue team right here has managed to make a successful lap around Cafe Dostoevsky, coming back to top floor. We've got Claymores coming out this time to stop the runouts from Extremis Esports, but they really haven't had to rely on random out-of-the-blue runouts from their defenders, because they don't necessarily need to. They know that they can just draw the round out and force Union Gaming to make a push where they start to make mistakes. That is what's been happening so far, at least in my eyes. And that is why UG has, unfortunately, been struggling just a little bit against Extremis Esports. This time, interestingly enough, last time we saw the Clash be 6 pick out on 3rd floor bar for the Warden. This time, the Clash will stay in from Gypsy, bringing in the defensive shield. But no, EX7 is going to find one. Vortex goes down very early. That's unfortunate for the side of Extremis Esports. A big drop right there. Vortex is a very important player for them, and of course the Jaeger, being a very important fragging defender, is off the board. His ADSs are in place, his barbed wires in place, or deployable shield really, I'm not entirely sure which one was brought out, but regardless, his utility has been put down, which makes him a great fragging operator. But more shots are being fired. This is the Maestro trying to find EX7 as more shots are going to be fired, but no, Z-Panda and Gypsy are down. That's big right there, as it's all down to the last 2 defenders, Round and Psycho, to try and clutch out the 10th round right here. Confrontations coming in. The Goyo looks at the wrong time. Unfortunate, as that leaves just one defender standing. Round inside a bar, I believe, as a push into site has come in. Gas canister is going to go out, do some damage to beat, a lot of damage, but there's Sandy to shut down the smoke before he could do any more. And that is going to be the equalizer coming out from the side of Union Gaming on round 10. Their third floor bar take does not falter this time, deciding instead of pushing red and piano, let's just push up white and the windows. And that is exactly what they did, as we see in the Act Fibernet instant replay. A beautiful, beautiful round coming out from UG to stamp their authority. But it's an equalizer round, which means round 11 will be in play, and we are that much closer to overtime. And the rate this is going, I feel like this could go into overtime, don't you, Foxy?
Honestly, we might see overtime here. Neither of these teams want to give up. And I'm really, like I said, Extremity Esports bringing out the heat. They are definitely looking very poised, and more importantly, it's just a little bit, little mistakes that happen to do, and they're just not able to fight against that. Union Gaming so far, the wins that they've had on attack have been very quick. That means Extremity Esports, they're not being all the while so dynamic just the way they happen to be, usually, at least not like they were on attack. Hey, 5-5 is a great scoreline, at least for me as a viewer. This match is getting all the while more exciting. Let's see who takes match point on this round. Round 11 will be underway. Once again, Gypsy is brought up the Warden. Looks like the MPX with the 1.5x sight is just something that my man Gypsy likes to run. Maybe he's good with guns, man. Gypsy is good with striking, honestly. It's just the way Extremity Esports is. I know for a fact, personally, how amazing of a fact Fragger Vortex happens to be. But hey, Gypsy and Round, very underrated. They deserve so much more for credibility for the frags that they happen to bring on board. But at the end of the day, this game is not about frags. There's so much more that Siege happens to have a curve of, and looks like Extremity Esports is right now they're on the brink of it. Let's see if they'll be able to make something useful of that or not. Vortex already taking some heat here. He's given out a pre-fire and given away his position as well to Jittery. Let's see if Jittery is gonna try and engage him here. He's just gonna fall back. I'm not gonna try and go a little overboard about this, and I can only understand why he wants to do it. But hey, then again, let's see what we've got for ourselves going ahead into this match. Vortex going for a possible white garage flank, but there's somebody waiting for him. That's the Captain, and that will be Sparko. Sparko knows exactly that he's coming up. He's got a drone on him. He's just got to wait this one out. Sparko being very patient, the LMG in hand. That means he does not even have to go for the reload. Can just fire away. Oh, but the push-up is in. Vortex almost connecting his shot, and that pre-fire will not be doing that. It's just going to fall back. Wasting so much time for Union Gaming right now. All eyes on Vortex, but they've already gotten the top floor control, except for on the side most obviously. Let's see if they'll be able to do that quickly enough or not. I'm expecting some vertical play coming in. That's right, a wall bang attempt, and it will connect. Jittery is going to get that wall bang. Really well done. Good teamwork from Union Gaming. This is what we love to see. Stuff like that. Does not even need the yellow ping for himself. It was just information. It was just calls that we happen to see them make. And hey, something like that is not something we get to see every day. Vortex still on the bottom floor. He's got to make his way up. Z Panda's already lost his life. That's your maestro taken off the board, and that means your denial is all come down to the C4 that Psycho happens to roll with her. But right now, Vortex, very important position that he happens to play on. He does not know there's a Zofia. He does now, but he's going to lose that fight anyway. It's all under Gypsy and Round. These two have to clutch it out, and 2 versus 5. Round is going to get a frag. That's going to be Gypsy taken off the board. Still got to find 2 more. Gypsy and Round, all eyes on them. They're trying to move around, trying to move in and out of sight. It's going to be Gypsy getting a frag for himself as well. Sandy takes the follow, 2 versus 3, but here's the kill from the window rappel, and that's going to be beat. Lose Gypsy. He's going to get that refrag in, at least for now, on to beat though. He's still got to find 2 more, takes a few shots. I'm not sure where that came in from. EX7 all the way on the side of the white hallway while Sparko pushes up from the side of Cigar. He knows exactly where he's trying to sneak up onto. Gypsy's got to be very careful the way he makes his movements. So many bullet traces, and there you go. EX7 will be putting him out of his misery, and that'll be Union Gaming taking this round and taking us to match point on this match. We'll take a quick look at that round and then Act 5 minutes instant replay. Look at that. the rappel game coming in from the side of Union Gaming, and all they did was just watch the crossfires, a 2 versus 1, something that they knew that they would win it out. They just made sure that they exhibited so much more patience. They just made sure that they got this round, and they'll be sitting on match point. 6-5 is indeed the scoreline. Let's see what Extremis Esports has to say about this.
Absolutely. Match point confirmed from the side of Union Gaming. Very well done. Even if they managed to give away, unfortunately, had to give away the lead to Extremis Esports because of Extremis' beautiful plays on the defense, they've brought it back and taken the lead back. More importantly, they've taken match point and pushed this match into the round of ones, so to speak, which is, of course, the round where it is one more point to win for Union Gaming and finish off this entire match, while Extremis Esports need 1 point to equalize with Union Gaming and push for overtime, giving themselves a second chance at winning this match. That's the only way that this match should go for them, Extremis Esports. They will be looking to force overtime right now and make Union Gaming play another set of rounds. Union Gaming, of course, will be looking to avoid that as it goes and go into the victory right after getting match point. As the prep phase ends, of course, and as Extremis Esports put their setups in, they're going to have to be very careful of the drones coming in from Union Gaming. We saw what the yellow ping of Ping 2.0 can do right there. Z Panda was completely unaware of the fact that he'd been spotted and his position given away by a drone sitting in a clever position. Speaking of Z Panda, he's playing the Jaeger this time around. Already put all of his utility down, of course, and he's off on the roam on 3rd floor. As Vortex is gonna go down early. That's unfortunate, as Jittery's gonna find him. I believe Vortex was trying to peek on the balcony of Cocktail potentially. I'm not sure where he was per se. Doesn't look like he was on the 2nd floor. He would have probably been on the 3rd floor, but wherever he was, he is down. As that's a little unfortunate for the side of Extremis. They've lost once again a very important operator in this round, and it's gonna leave them in a 4 versus 5. They need to retaliate and find one of Union Gaming's operators before it gets too late. However, it looks like all of their operators, all of the defenders have pushed back into sight, or at the very least on 1st floor. It will be a slightly sight lurk and anchor hold coming out from the side of Extremis Esports. The turtle hold, as we get to see on Cafe Dostoevsky. Shots are fired, but it's mostly just to clear drones and clear any utility that they can see from the side of the attackers. Nomad air jabs are going off in the meanwhile. Sandy, he knows he needs to put those down in the proper positions to make sure that their flanks are covered, alongside, of course, any claymores that the attackers have brought out for themselves. Union Gaming, they've done this a million times before, and they'll be looking to not mess this up right here, where they need to win most. Gypsy's position's been given away as verticality is being established from the side of UG. They know that, all they need to do is just to force Extremis Esports into uncomfortable positions where they are exposed to multiple lines of sight, and then they can push in and make the execute happen. Extremis Esports, they're trying to draw the round once again by hiding from Union Gaming's attacking strategy right now. As the C4 comes out, it's not going to find anybody, however, as unfortunately that little bit of utility that Extremis Esports has been taken away from them. 40 seconds remain, and Psycho is trying to go for a big flank right now, but Sparko's going to find Round in the meanwhile, and there's the air jab. The warning signal of the air jab is going to dissuade Psycho from making that push, as she will fall back towards side. But no, the hatch drop comes in, but it's a little too late for the Maestro to react, as it's now Sparko's double kill. He's pushed into side. Sandy finds Psycho, and it's all down to Z Panda, the last man standing. He is in a 1v5 post-plant situation, and if he cannot do this, then his team will not see another round. It's all down to him to clutch, and will he find one? Yes, he will. The Ash goes down, unfortunately unaware of the Jaeger's position, but that has given away the Jaeger inside of kitchen cooking right now, right behind one of those cooking areas. He's trying to rotate in. There's so many lines inside that he has to be worried about. So many operators as well. The Sophia pushes in, and EX7 will still find Z Panda with the pistol. Very unfortunate for the Jaeger, but very, very well done from the side of Union Gaming. It was definitely a great game coming out from both teams. However, round 12 will go the way of Union Gaming, And unfortunately, of course, for Extremis Esports, they fought bravely, but this first match on Cafe Dostoevsky goes 7-5 in favor of Union Gaming. What a fantastic match. What a fantastic match indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Coming out right from the get-go. This is what you want to see starting the division stages, especially Division 1. You expect nothing less from these players, as the first match has been nothing short of exhilarating so far. And, of course, it has just ended. Union Gaming, they were able to read into Extremis Esports once again, just like they did in the early game, and they were able to punish them for those mistakes that they made right towards the end. Those last 3 rounds, very important wins. Very, very well done to Union Gaming. And, of course, Extremis Esports, they did well, mind you. They pushed Union Gaming to a corner in certain situations and even managed to take the lead the first of 5 rounds. One was, of course, Extremis Esports. Unfortunately for them, Union Gaming not only bounced back, but they bounced back too hard for the side of Extremis Esports. With that being said, Cafe Dostoevsky has, of course, been taken care of, and we'll be going into a Relive the Moment segment where we take a look at some of the highlights from the match that we had just now, and our dear analyst, Baba Gusta, will be taking us over them. So, Baba, over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Jack. As we are going to be looking out the one of those wonderful plays, one of those impressive defense as well as on attack that we get to witness on both teams. Extremis Esports, when they were on attack, they did had a lot of problems on the side of defense. They did, however, succeed in defending third floor bar twice in a row. And then the third time when Union Gaming were defending on third floor bar, we actually did see Sandys with an incredible clutch playing as the smoke, even though he was in a 1v2 situation. Eliminating those important operators gave them the opportunity to win on those particular sites. Now, coming back on the side of defense, we actually, that's where a lot of important plays happened on round 7. Team Extremis Z Panda, who was playing as the Maestro, he actually did place his I would say his Maestro's evil light cams, one on the freezer and then the second on a particular side. We actually did see Jittery, who was playing as the Ash, was trying to push in, tries to eliminate the Maestro cam, but the only problem was there was an ADS being present, which in fact it kind of denied taking out the Maestro's EV light cam, giving them the opportunity to push in, get those important intel on where exactly the attackers were in, and the defenders, all they have to do is wait for the right moment for the attackers to push in, and they eliminated in such a style. Now, just on round 8, where we did see Team Extremis defending on first floor kitchen, we did see Vortex was apparently playing as the Vigil, opened up the hatch on the fireplace hall, went down in, and that exact moment we actually did see Union Gaming they were technically using soft breaches to open up lines of sight to at least get more than 2 or 3 kills. And then we saw Nomad on Union Gaming using his air jabs to his potential, making sure that none of the flanks would be able to appear from the defenders, and quite surprisingly they did not. No flank works being used on Extremis Esports. It was just a very big turtle hold being used, and I'm quite surprised that it actually worked out 3 times in a row. And quite surprisingly on round 9, where Team Union Gaming decided, you know what, since we actually went methodical for like the last 2 rounds, let's go aggressive. So we actually did see Jittery and Sparko pushing in from the train museum, hoping to get those 2 important kills, and they did. They did, however, get those 2 important kills, but the only problem where they did not gain the access on Piano, in which Vortex was in, getting those 2 important kills on train museum, giving the win yet again on Team Extremis on the second floor reading room. And that was quite unexpected, because most of the time you'd see on attack there is a high chances where they might lose on reading room, but this time with Extremis Esports winning it out, Union Gaming was like, you know what, since the site is on third floor bar, for a moment there I thought Extremis Esports is going to be able to hold it out, and then you'd get to see the adaptations coming in from Union Gaming. Although I actually do wanted to see talk about Extremis Esports, especially Gypsy, who he kept using his 6 picks out. One, when he was defending on third floor bar, he was 6 picked into as the Warden. Second time we saw him playing as the Clash, in which it didn't quite work out well, in which Union Gaming just absolutely eliminated each and every players that they saw. Wonderful a rappel being used from Sparko while he was holding an angle from the, I believe, from the White Stairs hallway window, in which he did took out two of these important operators who were trying to rotate back, reposition themselves, making sure that they won't be able to catch their line of sight. And that's where Sparko appeared. He eliminated those important targets, and all they have to do was to get into the site and go for that perfect plant out. And yeah, it was quite an impressive play coming in from them. And when it comes to the UG's point of attack, we actually did see quite an impressive one. The second time where Team Extremists were defending on third floor bar, we did see Union Gaming, instead of repelling in from the window, they decide to start, they decided to start clearing off the first floors and the second floors, in which you actually did see an early frag, eliminating one of the important roamers on the side of Extremist Esports, giving them the full clearance as well as the access on first floor and second floor. And how can I not forget about the Jittery's wall bang, eliminating eliminating Maestro, who was apparently holding from the cocktail lounge bar, and all Jittery has to do was to just get that proper intel and just go for that perfect peak. Not actually the perfect peak, it was just a perfect wall bang, as I would like to call it. And yeah, when it comes to Extremists on defense, we actually did see some quite important plays, but since your Union Gaming did recovered well, and they did adapt it to whatever plays that Team Extremist was doing, they just absolutely read their mind. They just immediately read their mind. They knew what kind of plays that they need to do, and they exactly did it. And yes, Beat with that impressive nade. It's actually quite difficult to difficult to make a chef's grenade to exactly know where their positioning was, in which I was actually talking about that wall bang in which Jittery made. I believe there was one other operator on the side of defense who actually came back in that specific positions yet again, and then Beat was there with the nade, was apparently playing as the sledge, used the chef grenade and gets those important kills. Next thing you know was just they were trying to get in. They did, however, most of the attacks you see on the post plans, it was more of like a 1v2 or a 1v3 situation, but Union Gaming did held out quite pretty well. And all in all, a well played performance from Extremist Esports, and a dominating performance from Team Union Gaming.
Absolutely. Just like you said, Baba, Union Gaming read into Extremist Esports very easily, especially early, but right towards the end as well. Just like we were talking about, Extremist Esports, they were trying to draw out the round to see how far they could push Union Gaming to force them to make mistakes. And that is what they did. It was successful for 3 rounds in a row, but unfortunately, attempting it for a 4th time was extending their luck too far, stretching it too thin, and unfortunately, Union Gaming read into that like a book, and that is exactly why we saw Union Gaming win 3 back-to-back rounds to secure themselves the victory 7-4. With that, Cafe Dostoevsky and the first match comes to an end, but of course, we've got more matches for all our viewers at home, as the next one is one that a lot of people are excited for. I am excited for, and all of us here are excited for as well. It is Kira Esports versus Team L2K. That will be coming up to your screens in just a quick moment, of course, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back with that right after a short break. Stay tuned. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD Black Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege, as in the Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege. Excuse me, I accidentally skipped intros right there.
It's
Supported
a
by
force of habit.
Ubisoft.
I don't blame you.
It is,
Blackjack.
yes,
It
it is definitely a force of habit. Yes, Foxy. But as I was saying, welcome back to the W Black D Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with HD Fibernet and AFK Gaming. I'm your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Foxy, and our analyst, Babagusta, as we are here for the second match of the night, and that is Akira Esports taking on Team Live to Kill, L2K.
Looks like Blackjack has gone out again, and Discord has been doing that quite a bit. My apologies, people, but hey, I'm here for you, and we'll not be wasting any more time and getting into the match almost, I guess. No, players are... This is funny. The way Blackjack looks like is most definitely funny. Let me just see if I can bring up Baba Gusta on for us or not, because this doesn't look like it. No, you guys are stuck with Blackjack looking like that for a while, people. I'm so sorry, but that's just the way we're gonna have to roll with right now. This is so funny. This is becoming a meme already. I can see it. I can see it. Blackjack, come on. You gotta close your mouth, buddy. Get your internet back. Baba Gusta just giggling away as fortunately the lobby's not ready yet either, so the players will be joining us. We could be going in if they would have, but they didn't. So hey, it's a very awkward moment. I hope you guys can bear with me while I happen to work around the way for this one. Apparently I cannot because I just don't know how I can get Baba here. Hold on. Let me just quickly switch things up for you guys. There we go. We do have Baba Gusta on with us right now. Baba.
Hello.
Oh, wait,
Hello.
Is he? Where?
Yeah.
Are we back?
I
You're gonna have
believe
to go
I
live.
yeah, I'm doing that in just a quick second. Oh wait, hold on, the cam thing.
You. There we go. It happens.
There we
It
go.
happens.
Oh boy, that was absolutely scary right there. I do apologize for the lighting in here. It's a little dark because the camera is still getting acclimated, ladies and gentlemen. But I am back. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a power surge. It's been happening recently. So I do apologize for randomly disconnecting right there. And I apologize to you two specifically for having to try and adjust like this live. That's definitely going to come out of my book. But anyway, going back to the point at hand I was making, Kira Esports versus Team L2K, an absolutely fantastic game coming to our screens in just a quick moment. As, of course, we're waiting on all the players to join in to the lobby so that we can get started with this absolutely wonderful game that's coming ahead of us. Foxy, how do you feel about this game we've got on hand?
Actually, very excited because I'm actually a little traumatized from what just happened. Honestly, I am. But hey, we've got Kira Esports versus L2K. I'm very excited for the fact that Rats ex L2K player is gonna play against his former team in Kira Esports. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Rats has for his former team. You know, obviously you have these roster changes happening, and that just adds so much more excitement to it. But I'm looking forward to this as well. My man Skipper on L2K. I'll obviously be looking forward to him performing well, but it's going to be a fun game. That's all I can say. It's going to be on the New Oregon as well. So hey, a good map for us and a good game that awaits us as we'll be going into the match any moment now. But right now, coming back to what we had to talk about, Blackjack. Going ahead into this match, we've got Oregon coming in, and the way Kira Esports and L2K have, performed so far, what do you think the match is going to turn out as?
I mean, given everything we know about these teams, Foxy, and especially the fact that, Kira Esports are sporting Rats in their lobby, who is playing against L2K right now. This is going to be very interesting. While, of course, L2K are bringing in Skipper for this match from their own end, this should be absolutely fantastic of a match because both these teams like to play aggressive. They like to play on their frag potential and, of course, their utility clearance to keep up with the meta of Rainbow Six Siege. But when you look at these two teams, you think pure gunfight potential, and that is what we are going to be looking at in this match. I'm still a little embarrassed. Do forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, coming back to the point at hand, this is going to be a fantastic game coming out from both teams. I am looking very much forward to what these teams are going to bring out. And Oregon is always a great map, regardless of, its pre-rework state, regardless of right now. It should be a fantastic match coming out for all of us here at the WD Black, the Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege. It's just a little second, just a little bit of time required to get Kira Esports, all of the players, into the lobby nice and quickly, and we'll have the match up and running for all of our viewers at home. And of course, speaking of Kira Esports and Team L2K, seeing as they are here in Division 1, they did manage to get an early start in the qualifiers and give themselves time to practice and prepare for each other, when it comes to the division stages. Division 1, starting with Division 1, that's a big step for everybody involved because I'm pretty sure all of our viewers have been waiting to see what these teams have been doing in this break that we have had in between the previous league and this one, and we are getting to see these teams, they've been practicing. We saw the last match between Union Gaming and Extremis Esports. Extremis has been brushing up on their Union Gaming dictionary, shall we say, because they managed to push Union Gaming back quite a bit. Right in that last match, they managed to push them into a little bit of a corner right towards the end. Unfortunately, their moves, were a little too readable. They became a little too predictable for Union Gaming to not take advantage of. And of course, we saw Union Gaming push back hard and win the match 7-5. Who knows? We're probably not going to be able to see either of these teams get too predictable. We know that, they like to remain just a little bit of random, just a little bit of element of surprise that they bring in with their players. And it's going to be interesting to see how they use that element of surprise that they have for themselves.
Most definitely, Blackjack, because not only the element of surprise, I think what I'm looking forward to from the side of L2K is we do have some amazing players, some amazing fraggers, in fact, people who like to gun out of their minds. We've got Blank, we've got Nos, we've got Fatals. These people, they like to go guns blazing in. And the way Kira Esports is, they've had a little bit of roster change as well. We've got Triple, we do have Triple, in fact. Triple, Rattler, Rats, Amar, Death Amar, people. I mean, that man does not need any introduction. He's already got a disclaimer to his name, Death Amar. Hey, the man has been amazing. He's been fragging out quite a bit. And it's always fun to watch him play, honestly. And I'm so glad I actually happened to catch a glimpse of him on a LAN event. And it was an absolute beast on that. Trust me, that day Amar popped off, and it's just something else. But speaking of which, we'll be coming back to the game any moment now, as looks like the lobby is in fact ready, and we'll be going into the match now. We've got Team L2K ready. We've got Kira Esports almost ready. That's right, we just got the confirmation in, people. Let's not waste any more time and get right into this match. It's gonna be on Oregon. Kira Esports facing off Team Live to Kill on your screens, coming up right now.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, a fantastic match that is coming up on our screens right now. Kira Esports versus Team L2K. And this match, oh boy, I am so excited to see what these teams bring out. We're already in the ban phase, of course, as it goes. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing to see what they bring out. And already, okay, that's very interesting from L2K. They have decided to ban Capital right off the bat. That is very interesting as a ban indeed. While Kira Esports, they have their second attacker ban, of course, and they will be taking Thatcher off the board. Thatcher, I mean, at this point, really, there's no need for an introduction when it comes to the Thatcher ban. However, Capital, that's one I'm looking at, and that's one that is very interesting to me because we know of his potential with the smoke and the fire bolts, of course, and he can do a lot of area clearance, denial, cutting off lines of sight, and of course, he has that secondary heart breach gadget to give him that much more viability in the current meta of R6. But even then, oh, and there's another one coming out from the side of L2K. Yeah, L2K, that was their last ban, of course. Goyo will be the one taken off the board alongside Wamai. So 2 standard bans and 2 slightly unorthodox bans coming out from both teams right now. As you don't really get to see Capita banned, if at all. And then there's the Goyo, who has seen odd bans here and there before, but he will be taken off the board today, once again from the side of L2K. Speaking of which, let's have a quick look at both of the rosters that are here in the lobby for all of our viewers to enjoy, excuse me. From the side of Kira Esports, we've got Rats, Rattler, Kajit, Deathamer, and Triple. And from the side of L2K, we've got JV, Fatals, Nos, Skipper, and Blank. A couple of 6-picks coming out. Kajit out of the Hibana into the Ash, and Skipper out of the Mute into the Maestro. And we're immediately headed to an unorthodox site as well. Looks like L2K want to take things and put them in a bit of a twist, as we're going to first floor meeting and kitchen right off on round 1.
That's right, we'll be going into meeting and kitchen right off the bat, round 1, just like Blackjack happened to say. Quite the unorthodox side. We don't get to see this a whole lot, but hey, we're getting to see this from L2K, and that means they've got a plan ready for us, or at least for themselves, hey, to show us. Let's see, look at the prep we've got for ourselves. The smoke, the GSGN brothers, and I like the emphasis on the Maestro here. We did get to see the Maestro getting played quite a bit in the last match as well. We'll be seeing Skipper do that this time around. Skipper has been amazing when it comes to playing on Maestro. Let's see if he can stand up against to that. The aggression from Kira Esports. Rattler has brought out the Maverick. We don't really see the Thermite or the Hibana come out now that Ace has been brought into competitive play. Triple will be running that Ace as well. They got Khajiit on the frag duty. Looks like that is the Ash, and Rats will be on the flank. Nomad, most definitely something that you want to take for yourselves, at least when it comes to maps like these. You want to make sure that... So the way the Oregon works is you've got close quarter combat, but then it does happen to engage you in some long fights as well, like the angle that Rattler is opening up right now. And there's somebody peeking, and there you go. Amar is going to get that frag. The opening kill, in fact, for Kira Esports is going to be claimed by the man whose name literally calls out death. Really good pick, and Nos is probably hitting his head on his table right now. It does not feel great about it. And that in fact is one of the few things you do not happen to do. You don't want to be doing that. He did that anyway. Yeah, it did not work out for him. A 4 versus 5 established early into the round. Almost 2 minutes left rather. We'll be seeing another pick, and look at that. The bullet hole is going to convert, and that'll be the kill from Blank. He's going to get that frag into Deathamer. A very important kill indeed. And that is going to be the Zofia taken off the board, and that means the frag duty from Deathamer will not be as serious as I was expecting him to take it. The breaches from Ace's Selma charges are happening. Look at the default cam. That is going to be Rattler, my man. The Maverick has got to make the push happen, but he does notice the Maestro cams. I'm not sure if that projectile will convert all the way far. That Grenadier that I'm talking about, Rats has gotten the top hatch control as well onto Attic. He's just going to make sure he watches the flank. Meanwhile, Rattler is going to get that frag I was talking about. And that'll be Fatal's taking the fall. Blank wants to come out for the flank. Skipper Milan is going to equalize on a 3 versus 3. We're still seeing Rats now. He knows there's somebody creeping up to him, because the Droneworks has also given away his position. But right now, it's going to be Rattler who wants to make the push and get the plan down on the stage. He's going to go for the plan, but he gets taken out. I'm not sure from where. Skipper is going to be the one to deny the plan. A 3 versus 2. Make that a 3 versus 1. It's all under Rats. He's going to get a frag. He's still got to find 2 more with only 40 seconds left. JV the Legion and Skipper on the Maestro. Skipper might as well be able to get this triple kill for himself, but will he be able to do that or not? It's a real question. The push-up is in. First and foremost, he's going to get the diffuser. Kira Esports recovering that, and that is going to be Rats trying to attempt this on the sandbags. Still seeing the push-up. I don't think they know that where the plant is going down. They do have information, but the plant won't be down. That was just a bait. Rats holding this angle. He wants to push up. He's trying to find any kills that he can. He's going to find one. Does he find the second? Maestro fully close. He's going to be whiffing his shots. He cannot get the clutch down. Skipper with the triple kill will be making sure that Team L2K gets the first round in. And a great attempt from Rats, but just not enough to push that bar a little further. Could have gotten him that round. And what a great attempt from Rats. Kudos to him, but it's going to be Team L2K standing on top of Kira Esports, at least in round 1 on this beautiful map of Oregon.
Absolutely beautiful round coming out right there from the side of L2K, and an almost comeback from Rat, the Nomad, attempting a beautiful play with the AK, unfortunately against the Maestro's Alda. It doesn't really stand too much of a chance in those close quarters gunfights, and nothing against Rats, mind you. He did a fantastic job bringing it as close as he did, trying to bait with the plant, doing everything in his power.
Exactly, doing everything in his power. And hey, coming back to this, Let's see what we've got for. Welcome back, Blackjack.
Did it happen again? Why? I am very confused right now as to what's going on with Discord. I might have to pull a restart right after this round, but of course, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully not that doesn't happen again right here, right now, as Kira Esports, just like of course Foxy was trying to pick up on, they tried a lot. They tried it quite hard. Rats gave it his all, attempted every single trick he knew in the book in that situation in a 1 versus X round. Unfortunately, it was not to be for the side of Kira Esports. Round 1 going to L2K means that we're going to see them go on to second floor dorms, the more traditional site to start off on. However, L2K did well to hold on when it comes to meeting and kitchen, of course, as even though we've seen that site quite a bit, it's a site that's been lost quite a bit as well. In the meanwhile, Kira Esports are going to lose triple, and that's not to any bullets, that's to an unfortunate disconnect. That is very, very odd and very unfortunate for the side of Kira Esports. They'll have to play a 4v4, make that a smoke. Oh, dear me. Was that a potential drone bait? I am not sure, but Fatals, he tried to peek the stairs and paid the price for it. Rats was there to punish him right there at the end. And that was big for this for the side of Kira Esports. You want to equalize as soon as you can, especially when you've lost a player to a disconnection rather than, getting killed by bullets. But even then, you want to retaliate and equalize just as swiftly. Well done to the side of Kira Esports, but they've got to continue this streak. They've got to make this a streak, of course, and find all of the other defenders and finish off, before they finish off the round, of course. Deathhammer is going to find one more. That's Nos off the board. Big drop once again as the bandit will be taken care of. Amar himself takes a little bit of damage, not sure where from, but of course he doesn't have to worry about the 5 HP lost wherever he's sitting. Drones coming out from Rattler up the white stairs. He knows exactly where the Legion's playing. JV, that pre-fire unfortunately gave away his position, and that may be the biggest mistake he does in this round, as Rattler's coming in from the main window to try and find this Legion inside of dorms. He's got the support of the Ace. Blank is coming along with him, and that reinforced wall, that cover that he has, might be going away shortly. As a grenade is being cooked, it'll be thrown in, but it's not going to find anybody. That grenade did not go far enough. JV is safe, but the second one is a smoke to be thrown in as more shots are going to be fired. The ace is in. Kajit, he's going to take that goo mine out of his shin, and he's going to go for the plan. There you go. He's got cover from big window, from white stairs, and from the games room window. Rats are going to take a bit of damage, but the plan does go off. It's a post-plan situation for L2K to clutch. Now, impacts are going to go off. Rats has found one more. He's going to be taken down by JV. That's a big drop, but no more operators have fallen. The attackers have a big lead, and there we go. Rattler and Kajit will make sure that that lead stays for the side of Kira Esports, as they will take round 2 on the attack on second floor dorms. Very, very well done. And one thing that helped that round definitely was the early smoke kill that they had on white stairs. That was a big, big kill right there, because taking the smoke out meant that that push was actually a lot more viable than it otherwise would have, with the gas grenades still being alive. Pushing into the big dorm's window is completely ill-advised. And with that, we're going to see a 1-to-1 equalizer going into round 3, as Rattler is going to bring out the Ying. The Ying is going to be brought out by Rattler right here with the 6th pick coming in from the side of Kira Esports. They have not requested a rehost. Looks like they want to go into this full blast, which means Triple, unfortunately, will not be joining us for a while now. At least that's what this move from Kira Esports seems to indicate. Either that, or it's just that triple's taking longer than expected to connect, and they feel like they don't need to take the rehouse. It could be either one of those things, as of course it is speculation from our end for the time being. As L2K, they definitely need to tighten up that defense on the second floor dorms area, especially with those early peaks. They don't need to. I'm looking at Fatal's right now. He doesn't need to start chasing after drones all of a sudden. That is exactly what got him killed in the last round, as he will, of course, have learned his lesson and just let his jammers do the talking. Skipper, in the meanwhile, he's just putting down all of his utilities and making sure that everything is in place, as any second now, of course, they have to be afraid of a rush from Kira Esports. We know that Kira is not shy of going for those very aggressive early game rushes, but they're not going to be doing that just yet. They're going to be breaking open the bedroom door and getting into the site via the Selma breach on the games room wall. Meanwhile, more lines of sight and throwable areas are being opened up. The Banshees are being spotted. That's Blank right there with the Melusi. He's going to be a little bit of a pain for Kira Esports to deal with, but right now they need to burn out those ADSs. There we go. Smoke grenades are going out to burn out another one, but no, only one smoke grenade will be thrown. Looks like Rattler didn't think there would be an ADS there. He seems to be hesitating, asking for some sort of assistance from his team to get that. Oh, beautifully done to take the C4 out midair. He almost took down Rats, but no, Rats is going to take down Skipper instead. Beautifully done from the side of Kira Esports to preserve themselves as a Candela comes in. Blank and Nos have been blinded, and the push is coming in, but no, Rattler will go down. Beautifully done by Blank to find cover while being flashed and take out the Ying instead. Very, very well done for L2K to try and give themselves a little bit of a lead here. And that pre-fire from Blank, very well done, is going to find Deathamer. That's the second one from Kira Esports off the board, as there goes Rats as well.
Dom's bed bunk, as I might like to call it. He just planted from that specific position, forcing the defenders out of the position, and just like that, the attackers went it out. And round 3, oh my god, that C4 shot from Rattler, in which in fact he was playing as the Ying. He did remove the C4 in midair. Just if it does happen, that C4 would have cost the life of 3 important players of L2K, which would only remain as the one player who was apparently, sorry, it wasn't on L2K, it was Kira Esports. So there was only one player remaining if that C4 did, however, blew up. Unfortunately, it did not. It actually gets to see how, attentive these teams are, and especially Rattler taking care of their teammates was their first priority, and he did it in style, eliminating them. But even though they took out the C4, they did not handle the pre-fire that which Blank gave from that specific side, which I was talking about, the second floor kids window. Getting those 2 important kills made Kira Esports a lot of difficulties, knowing the fact that they did, however, get the clearance on trophy room. All they have to do is take care of the attic, in which they exactly did that. And just like that, L2K is already on a 2 points lead, which is quite surprising to say that, Jack.
Absolutely. L2K with a 2-point lead over Kira Esports right now, showing Kira Esports that they are not here to mess around. They are not here to take prisoners and give quarters. They are here to win, and that is exactly what they are doing right now with this 2-1 lead that they've taken up against Kira. Mind you, the first round that L2K actually played today on Oregon was on first floor meeting and kitchen. You usually don't see meeting being played, too much, especially recently on Oregon, and especially as an opener site. You don't get to see that. And L2K pulling out a strat out of left field definitely had that surprise factor over the side of Kira Esports. But even then, Kira Esports, they tried. It came down to Rats, who pulled it all the way from a 1v3 to a 1v1. And just when it looked like he might be able to clutch it out for his team, unfortunately, he was up against the Maestro with an Alda at very close quarters. And in those situations, well, the Alda is going to win anyway. Second round, of course, it was Kira Esports' round, so to speak. And it was a very good round on second floor dorms, even though they lost triple right there, at the beginning, just on action phase's turnaround, mind you. They were able to equalize by taking down the smoke on white stairs, and it was actually I still can't decide if that was intentional bait or if it was just a coincidence that they capitalized on very, very well, which is that the drone, which was on White Stairs, sort of made the smoke peak White Stairs wide, and that, excuse me right there, that gave the Sophia an opportunity to finish him off. That was a big step right there. And just like, Baba said, without taking the smoke off board early, that push from dorms would not have been as, easily accessible as it was otherwise. Just all they needed was a smoke grenade to cut off lines of sight on dorms and then finish off with the plant and then, get the kills. Round 3, of course, L2K read into what Kira Esports were trying to do with that early aggression, trying to find an early player or two. They stuck inside a site, stuck behind, stuck behind cover, and they took them out one by one. And it was absolutely amazing seeing that from the side of L2K. But it looks like we are almost back with the match, ladies and gentlemen, as both teams, have rejoined the lobby. We are going to come back to Oregon with this 2-1 score coming from the side of L2K's favor on this beautiful first day, second match of Division 1. We do apologize for the numerous inconveniences that have happened in this stream so far. But without further ado, the match in Oregon is back to your screens right now, ladies and gentlemen. And we are back with the match between Kira Esports and Team L2K, as L2K are the ones on defense, and they have just won second floor dorms, giving them that early round lead 2-1 in their favor, and they are going back to first floor meeting and kitchen hall, as this should be very interesting because Kira Esports, as soon as they see this, they will know what L2K are trying to pull here, and they might be able to win this round in a surprise manner. But then again, L2K are very confident with their meeting hall hold. They might be able to pull off a very interesting round. So all eyes will be on them on the defense, and all eyes will be also on Kira Esports on the offense as round 4 is underway.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Round 4 is underway, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1 is the scoreline right here. And this is going to be an absolutely amazing match coming out from both these teams. I say that a lot. I say that a lot about a lot of matches. But of course, that is just me trying to emphasize just how good these games are. Excuse me right there. And this should be an amazing, amazing set coming out from both these teams. I've said that again. But still, L2K with this meeting hall hold, I'm very interested to see what they pull out against Kira Esports right now. And Kira, I'm interested to see how they control their aggression. We know that they love to play hyper aggressive, but with the way L2K is playing, trying to stall out the match, trying to stall out the round and force Kira Esports to making those, decisions that ultimately cost them the round, similar to what Exterminate was doing in the last one. I'm very interested to see how Kira Esports reacts. Meanwhile, Blank looks like he's setting up for a bit of an aggressive run out on second floor dorms, which is a long angle all the way out to Big Tower entry door, that is, on the northwest side. Blank he's still above. He's still doing his roaming duties alongside Nos. Both of them are above. Then they need to make sure that they do not get picked off at any cost, as looks like Rattler is trying to go for, yep, there we go, the breach into the breach into attic. And there we go. He's already made sure that that is an enterable breach that he's made. Meanwhile, we've got the 7 breaches going off on the tower wall. The tower wall facing backstage of site. So big moves being made by Kira Esports. They're already pushing on towards site with a minute 40 remaining. And there's a Jackal track onto Jaeger. Blank has got to be very careful right now, as Fatal seems to have been flashed temporarily from that flash grenade that came in. Kira Esports are trading the diffuser between themselves right now. Currently, it is with Kajit, of course, who is throwing his smoke grenades in, trying to see if he can get in and get the plant off, but he's got to be very careful of those evil eyes that Skipper has in his possession. Grenades are going to come in. That should find that one on the wall. There we go. Rattler was keeping his eye on that just to make sure that the evil eye did, in fact, explode. And now it's only a matter of seconds before they go for this plant. There we go. So many smokes being thrown out. Kajit, he's going through the barbed wire and he's going to go for the plant right now. He's taking some damage from that Evil Eye, but he can only do so much. But he's still taking damage. He will actually go down. That's the diffuser denial from Fatals with a smoke grenade as Deathhammer took down Nos in the meanwhile. Big drops right there. And there goes Deathhammer. Unfortunate as Kira Esports are forced into a 3 versus 4 situation. Fatals playing so close to the backstage door right now as he will be spotted by the smoke. And there we go. Rattler will be taken care of. The Jackal, was the one who spotted the smoke. And he was taken care of nice and quickly. Skipper's trying to push up right now with that LMG in hand, but he will not find one. The Jackal will go down to JV instead. And there's Skipper on the triple, leaving the Maverick, the last one standing. Rattler solo on HP. He's got to try and find these defenders, but does he know if the Jaeger playing above? He does, but Skipper's going for the counter defuse right now. He's probably trying to bait it, and there we go. His teammates are there to protect and finish off the round for the side of L2K. Once again, L2K more than willing to give away the breeze to Kira Esports because they know that with the kind of defense that Kira have set up, L2K have set up, they themselves know that they don't have to worry about the breach so much as they have to worry about everything after that. Holding on against all odds, even when Addict was taken care of, even when Kira Esports had control above and potentially on stage, L2K held on, and that is why they are 3-1 up in the round score right now as we move into round 5, and Basement Laundry will be the site of choice.
Well, Jack, on round first and round 4, we actually did see L2K defending on first floor meeting hall, and quite surprisingly, they did, however, get those 2 important rounds in which we're going to be seeing them defending on basement laundry. It's quite interesting to see L2K successfully defending those 2 important sites, giving them the opportunity to defend on basement laundry. Now, they did, however, successfully defend on round 3 on the side of second floor kids, which would force the L2Ks to defend on basement laundry. And although it is quite a difficult site for the defenders to hold on to, because you still have those the blue bunker room in which you mostly see a deployable shield with a total of 2 to 3 ADSs being placed just to make sure that any of the breaching charges won't be in play, but you still have those counters, and that counters would be the flash grenade, or I would say, or in short, I would just call it as a flashbang. But yeah, since sometimes it doesn't work out well, especially with the Wamai being banned on the side of defense, it would be very difficult to get a hold of the site. So most probably what the defenders would do is that they would just hold on to the site as best as possible, and then they would just fall back with the help of the reinforcement thanks to the reinforcement pools. All they have to do is, if they do have control of the blue bunker, they could just easily reinforce the walls of the laundry, forcing them to use a breach tool for the attackers. And that's why you're going to be seeing 2 double hard breachers, Kajit and Rattler, both of them playing as the Ace and the Maverick. So with all of the setups being deployed, all they have to do is wait for the attackers to push in, and looks like they'll be spawned on the street side, I believe. So that means they are going to open up the hatches of the laundry room, and then quite probably get the control on freezer, in which they will be able to go plant on the side of the specific site in which they're trying to go in. So now we're going to be seeing a lot of breach charge being used from the Zophias. We're going to be seeing quite a lot of damage being taken out from Rattler. I believe he was trying to use his breaching torches to open up the hard breach wall, which was currently electrified from the bandits' charges. So we're seeing another electric orb being thrown out, maybe from the hatch, to make sure that they won't be able to open it up, making life harder for the hard breaches, especially the attackers, and not give them lines of sight. Rats, on the other hand, playing in the side of Attic, he is holding quite a great angle there, which in fact holds the flank routes of the big tower stage, making sure that there won't be any rotations, or I would say a big flank coming in from the defenders. As Rattler, he is pushing in from the freezer, making sure with the help of his drones and also some callers being given out, He's just going to wait for that confirmation to come in, saying that if there is the site being cleared out, all they have to do is push in and go for the plant. And looks like it's going to be a lot of problems here, as Blank with the pre-fires yet again will be able to tag quite a lot of damage to some specific operators on the side of attack. But here comes the Ace Salma breach charge from the freezer. It will however make one sled, as Blank will be there to eliminate that armor. That's already one player down in a 38-second mark. Looks like that nade will be there to push him out, as Rattler eliminates Blank while he's been down, followed up with a C4 and another kill coming in, favoring on the side of Kira Esports, with only 3 players left. Actually, only 2 players left on the side of Kira Esports, as Rattler is down on the side of Freezer. They don't have enough amount of time, as Skipper will be there to confirm it, but Rats will be there to eliminate Knots, leading Fatals and Skipper, the only 2 operators. Make that one, as Kira Esports, they only have 1 operator left, and that is Kajit with the diffuser in hand. He has to worry about 2 specific angles, one in the freezer, one on the side of laundry room. As he pushes in, he doesn't have any time, but he will, however, get the plant. But here comes the shotgun from Fatals. Well, I was about to say he was going to get the kill, but didn't quite work out well. L2K with a strong defense line, winning round 5 on Basement Laundry, as we are going to be proceeding to round 6. It's one hell of a surprise to see Team L2K with some quite a few strategies they have up on their hands, and eventually winning it out against Kira Esports. I do have to, give a lot of appreciation to Rattler, who was using the frag grenade, making sure that the Legion, who was apparently holding from the, on the opposite side of the freezer wall. He did, however, reposition himself, following up with the down on the Rattler, but Rattler was also very quick on his trigger, eliminating him. But as time will tell, with 4 points being in the favor of Team L2K, let's see if their solid lead comes to a more defensive strat as we progress to round 6. Second for Kizrom is going to be the site.
An absolutely amazing defensive round coming out from the side of L2K, holding out against all odds, once again forcing Kira Esports to make the moves, and that is where Kira Esports are making the mistake, as unfortunately for them, as attackers, they do not have the luxury of time that L2K currently holds, which is why L2K can just sit back and relax behind all of the utility pieces that they have on site and around site, while Kira Esports are forced to make a decision, make a push, try and make a play, which is when L2K strikes. They've done this a couple of times now, 3 times to be specific, and that is why they are 4-1 up against Kira Esports, having, of course, won the first opener round on first floor meeting, alongside the 3 back-to-back rounds just now. Very strong hold from L2K. Very, very strong hold indeed. But Kira Esports, on the other hand, they aren't exactly looking too bad. Their aggression has worked out in more situations than one. It's just unfortunate that they seem to keep getting caught off. They just seem to keep getting caught off guard, which they need to try and avoid at all costs. Nasi's going to note the fact that the barbed wire below White Stairs was taken out by a Zophia's impact grenades. That's Rats right there. But oh no, Rattler! That is the worst thing to happen in this situation. He was trying to go for a chef's grenade from below with the Maverick, and he will unfortunately meet an early demise with that very, very unfortunate grenade, as that is going to leave the side of Kira Esports in a very early disadvantage, along with the fact that now both attackers trying to push into bedroom have to play against the Clash, who is going to be making waves with that electric shield of hers. There we go. Concussors come out from the Zofia, but she can only push so far because Clash, similar to Malusi's Banshees, has the stopping force to make sure the attackers don't get too far. Blank's going to take down Rats in the meanwhile. That's another big drop, and so much damage done to Deathammer, all because he was shuffling around on the White Stairs, as intel was given away to the Kaid. Was gonna go wide. He's gonna confirm the kill on the Ash, but unfortunately he's gonna get reflagged by Kajit, who was there to confirm the kill. He was trying to revive his friendly, unfortunately was not able to do that in time, as now it's all down to him in a 1v4. He's gotten the first one, but now there's a Banshee right in front of him, which means free intel for the defenders, not to mention, of course, the default camera, and then the fact that the Clash is fast approaching. With 50 seconds remaining, Kajit will be able to do only so much. He's being pushed by L2K's defenders very hard, but no, he's going to find one instead as Skipper will fall. And with 40 seconds remaining, it's looking more and more possible that Kajit might pull off a big clutch right now. Sees the Malusi's head, will not be able to connect, unfortunately, as that free fire only expends more and more bullets. The Clash knows exactly where he is. It's so much intel being given away to the side of the defense. Now the Malusi knows, and there we go. The shots are fired, and Blank will be the one to take the kill. Kajit falls, and round 6 goes to the side of Team L2K. What a beautiful round set coming out in the first half from them, as they have taken the defensive rounds 5-1 going into round 7 roll. So beautifully done by Team L2K, as now Kira Esports, they may be on the defense, but they need to make a comeback by 4 rounds, and that is only to equalize. And after that, who knows how many rounds they'll have to play just to get the win.
Well, for L2K, they only need 2 more rounds on attack to win against Kira Esports. And the way how they played on defense is actually quite amazing to see that. But since we're going to be seeing Kira Esports on defense, let's see how well that they're going to hold it out against L2K's form of attack. Now, we did see quite a lot of mistakes being made, especially Rattler. He was apparently going for the chef's grenade. Didn't quite work out as he kind of, use the nade against himself, forcing them in a 4v5 situation on that specific time. But it happens. Most of the time I try to do the chef's grenade, and next thing you know, instead of 1 people being down, there will be a total of another one of my teammate who was actually with me, and things happen. But let's hope with Kira Esports they won't be able to make that mistake yet again. I do have to give a lot of kudos to Rats, as he was the one who was making those important plays, especially on the round 1 where L2K was defending on first floor meeting room. He almost had the opportunity to eliminate the entire team of L2K, but unfortunately the trigger finger from Skipper was quite fast enough, and also he had the maximum amount of bullets, which was the Alda, of course. But hey, let's see what's going to happen here in round 7. Action phase will be in play, and a standard strat being used from Kira Esports, the crouch rotation being made from the laundry room, which would connect from the blue bar, sorry, not the blue bar, the blue bunker, as I was about to call it, with the deployable shields and a lot of ADSs being placed. Quite standard, but the only difference we're going to see is Blank, who's going to be playing as the Kali. His CRX his sniper rifle with this gadget will be able to take out any utilities being used from the defenders. She actually kind of works quite like the Thatcher, but instead of Thatcher disabling the utility, she will eventually take them out. So since Thatcher being banned on the specific map of Oregon, taking a Kali would be actually the best bet, because her sniper rifle, she has that long range knockdown potential, and also if you do have the opportunity to shoot the operators in the head, it would be so good. But it's quite weird to see all of the 3 players of Kira Esports holding on the side of Freezer, and I believe this is going to be a turtle hold on on the side of Kira Esports. Quite a lot of deployable shield, a lot of cover being placed as well, as Kali, she's going to be using one of her utilities to try to take out the Electro Claws, but unfortunately one of them being used, the Electro Claws is far out of reach. Nos with the AUG-82 assault rifle playing as the IQ. Scanner will be able to find one, but Fatals, he's going to be able to find an important player on the side of Kira Esports, and that would be Triple. An important kill as the Bandit is down with the C4. Keep that in mind. With Nos knowing that the site is clear, all they have to do is push in, at least maybe throw a bit of a smokes, but Rat is here to deny it, eliminating Blank right from the freezer. Will JB be able to get the target, or will JB get another one? And that would be that, eliminating Rats, which would give only 3 players left on the side of Kira Esports. Kajit with oh so low NHP. He needs to make this place count. He needs to at least get 2 important kills with the help of his C4, as that will be able to use one of his gas canisters. Skipper with an important kill yet again, refragging out of Death Armor, which leads to only 2 operators on the side of Kira Esports yet again. C4 being thrown, won't be able to connect any of the operators on the side of Kira Esports, and just like that, Skipper will be there with another push, eliminating Rattler, as Kajit, the only operator left, he only has 5 HP, and Fatals is going for the plant. And just like that, Nos comes in with an aggressive push, eliminating Khajiit. And just like that, Team L2K is on match point. Let's take a look at that in Act Fibernet's instant replay. It's quite it's first things first. I actually want to say that it was kind of weird to see a total of 4 players in the freezer room, although I had absolutely no idea on what they were doing. Maybe they were just trying to eliminate one of the utilities in which the attackers were trying to do, especially JV, who was playing as the Hibana. She had her X-Kairos spells to open up the hatches. They thought it would be great for use another Electroclaws to deny that plant. Unfortunately, it did not work out well, with them pushing from both the sides, the one from the freezer as well as the basement main stair. Actually, it was from the basement stairs, in which they actually did caught off guard. And just like that, all Team L2K has to do is win one more point against Kira Esports, and they are going to be defending on second floor kids dorms. For it is a sad day for Kira Esports fans. Unfortunately, I mean, we actually did see them make some wonderful plays, being in Division 1, and they could not handle out the extreme aggression of Team L2K's attacks, as well as on the side of defense. No runouts being made. It was just a standard perfect hold. And let's see if Kira Esports will be able to do it yet again, or will it be the same thing yet again for Team L2K?
Well, L2K have definitely proven that even if Oregon is a defender-sided map, it's not particularly difficult or too difficult, bordering on unwinnable when it comes to attack. Defenders can get away with more rounds. They prove that as well. But round 7, they use that to prove that attacking is not that bad either. That is why Oregon enjoys as much play as it does alongside maps like Clubhouse and Cafe, where both sides have a mostly fair chance of winning out the rounds, instead of something like a theme park or villa, where attackers have to work extra hard to make their rounds count. Now, of course, as I've said that, watch the caster's curse kick in, ladies and gentlemen, and then suddenly Kira Esports starts winning rounds. Nothing against them, mind you. They may have just had a bad day today, unfortunately, of course, as the first day of divisions is the day you want to count the most. But, here we go. Rats has found a big one early. Looks like it may have been a run out or a peek. Actually, it's just a peek from that control locker's hallway, that white hallway, excuse me. And he found a big one. That was Skipper of the board, who was a very, very deadly player for the side of L2K in the last round. His push from white really helped secure the round for the side of that basement for the side of L2K. But unfortunately, Blank has gone down as well. Deathmer will find that kill, leaving L2K in a very early and a very big disadvantage, 3 versus 5. As Kira Esports are looking to stage a bit of a comeback. This will be a very, very tough fight for them, seeing as they have to win 5 rounds consecutively to even come close. And Deathamer, he's going to find one more. That is Fatals on the board with a C4 of all things. That's going to put the side of the attack in a very tricky position. The Melusi's pushed out to Trophy. I don't think Nos knows JV's going to find Deathamer in the meanwhile, but to what avail, because Rats has just taken down Nos, leaving JV, the last one standing, the last attacker inside of Armory. And Kira Esports have done very, very well so far. And there we go. Rats will confirm the last kill as well, taking down the Hibana inside of Trophy Room with an impact grenade to open up the line of sight, of course, as we'll get to see in the Act Fibernet instant replay right here. Unfortunate for the side of L2K, but their win streak has been put a dent in, as Kira Esports will win round 8 on second floor kids dorms, of course, and stop them from winning 6 rounds in a row. As right now, we are going to go into round 9 in just a quick moment. And the side of choice is Basement Laundry and Supply Room.
Well, Basement Laundry Room is going to be the site yet again for Team Kira Esports. All they have to do is get those important kills, just like Rats did on the previous round, eliminating the important players of Team L2K. As Fatals, he's actually thinking of going with the Mountain, and he will confirm at a 6th pick, as the Ash will be shifted to the Mountain. Now, Mountain, as an operator, he is quite devastating when it comes to pushing from the sides, getting those important intels, and also he is one of the operators where most of the opponents are quite, irritated. I don't know if irritated is the word. Most of them I would kind of call it as a feared operator, as I would like to call it, because he has the extendable shield. I mean, he is overpowered when it comes to tanking out any bullets, or I would say the C4s being thrown out that would, get consumed by the extendable shield. So it is quite difficult, but I mean, it's not
10
that much
seconds to
difficult
go.
if you counter it in the right way. I mean, you have quite a lot of operators to,
5 seconds
counter
left.
it with the mountain, or maybe just a simple bit of a crossfire should do the trick for the
Attackers are moving
defenders.
out to locate a bomb
And
and
for
defuse
Kira
it.
Esports, they need they need most of the utilities as well as some great crossfire angles to be made as best as they can, or else Team L2K will steal that victory away. Quite surprisingly, we're going to be seeing Death Amar doing the room duty. This is going to be playing as the Vigil. That gadget will be able to hide from any drones being pushed in from the attackers, and also kind of give them a little bit of a wrong intel, as I might like to call it. But let's see how well it's going to go out for them. Rats holding from the stairs, hoping to do the same thing, eliminating one or two important operators here, because he actually did get those important players on the previous round. The only question is, will he be able to get it again? I don't think so. Skipper with the first frag, and Death Amar is already out in play. But Rats, on the other hand, is going to go for an immediate shave. What was that, Rats? A run out eliminating Nos in the process. That is amazing there. Look at that. No matter what kind of situation that team Kira Esports is in, they would always find a way. And looks like Rat, he's already found one. C4 being thrown out, but unfortunately will be able to cause a little bit of damage to the mountain, but unfortunately won't be able to eliminate them, which would expend the C4 from Rats. But here comes the smoke canister from the smoke, making sure to, push off the mountain. He actually sees the leg, goes for the shot, but he will be able to decrease a little bit of HP from around a half a HP, as I would like to call it. But looks like Kira Esports, they have control of the situation in such a great position here. As Rats, he'll be able to figure out that there is one more from the stairs, and he will be directly eliminated from none other than JV. And just like that, they have the control on the stairs. All they have to do is get on the side, in which three of the important operators from Kira
Attackers have
Esports is
located a
holding
bomb.
onto. Rattler, he still has those two smoke canisters. All he has to do is get one, but ooh, that angle will be there to eliminate Blank, which leads to JV, and Fatal's the only guy, and he will be instantly retraded off from none other than JV himself, which leads to only two operators left from Kira Esports, and they need to make an important play here. Rattler, he only has one smoke gas canisters. All he has to do is to throw it at the right moment, exactly when the attackers are trying to go for the planting. L2K only has 45 seconds left. Triple still going for that peak, hoping to get those important kills. But here comes the smoke being thrown out from Fatals, and heavy aggressive push from Rattler, hoping to get one. But JV, he's going to be able to take out Triple, which leads to Rattler, the only operator remaining with the SMG-11 in hand. But it's not going to work out for him. JV, the hero of the play for Team L2K, as he instantly eliminate the entire team of L2K, getting his 4K, I believe, winning on basement laundry, which would give Team L2K the victory that they need.
An absolutely amazing game coming out from both teams right here, L2K and Kira Esports. Well, unfortunately, it's more specifically L2K tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as they are the ones to have won the match on Oregon 7-2 in their favor. What a beautiful, beautiful play from them. But, that doesn't speak any less of Kira Esports. They may have just had a bad day, as it were. Sometimes you just have those days. Rainbow Six Siege is, of course, a dynamically changing sport. And sometimes you have those bad days. Sometimes you have those good days. And whenever you're having a bad day, all you need to remember is after the match, go back, practice, watch the VOD, see where you went wrong, and try again next time. Well, of course, for Kira Esports, that next time is tomorrow, but that's besides the point here. As right now, 7-2 in favor of L2K. A fantastic game coming out from them, and very well done. Kira Esports, we did see, in the early rounds, they were trying to be as aggressive as they could, trying to push in, get those rounds, get the victory, but unfortunately, they were not able to. And even when Rats was doing so much for his team, it just did not seem to work out right at the end for them. And even in that last round, mind you, Rats, just like you said, Baba, with that run-out double kill, that was huge for the side of L2K, but they were not able to hold on to that advantage at the end, which gives, of course, L2K a victory that they, of course, needed in the early stages of the season. And you want to make sure that you get those rounds, you get those wins, and you get those plays in for your team, because that is, of course, what determines whether or not you'll be able to win. It's coordination, it's skill, it's gun power, and utility clearance. But of course, I'm getting a little too preachy right now. So to avoid that, let's look at some of the highlights that we had in the match today in Relive the Moment. Baba, please take us through them.
Well, Jack, first things first, the only thing that would, threw me off the book there was L2K's point of sight on the side of defense, picking up first floor, meeting, and kitchen, which is known to be the least amount of sites being picked on defense. And somehow they did manage to get those two important wins on those specific sites. Now, most of the time, you'd see, kitchen and dining room being picked, and it was more of like it was used as a last resort, because most of the time you'd see defenders successfully defending on second floor kids as well as basement laundry. But Team L2K, they want to do the exact opposite, and quite surprisingly, they did it out in style with those important pre-fires, as you see from Blank. I believe it was from Second Floor Kids Dome, where he was playing as the Melusi, the T5 SMG, with just two pre-fires. All he needed was two pre-fires to eliminate two of the important players of Kira Esports, and they exactly did just that. Now, we actually did see Kira Esports making their own play on round 2, who apparently Rats was playing as the Nomad with the AK assault rifle. Most of them, you do have two of the primary weapons you get to pick from the Nomad, but yeah, according to Rats, he actually did find a major weakness on the side of defense in Team L2K's. He did, however, capitalize on it, eliminating more than two players, as I like to call it, from Rats, and they did, however, get the control on the side, in which leading to the attackers going for a close prime situation, and then the defenders would eventually lose to them. Now, that's the only point where you did see Kira winning in attack. And next thing you know, in the second half, we did see Kira yet again on round 8 when they were defending on second floor kids. Rats, he was making some incredible plays. We actually did see him going way too aggressive. We actually did see some runouts being made, and also I believe it was just a spawn pick. He didn't actually go for a runout. In the only runout in which he did made was on round 9, where he eliminated Skipper. I do have to apologize for that. Eliminating Skipper on the small tower entrance, and then he decides to go for a runout, in which he did eliminated Nos in the process. For a moment there, I thought they had a chance to hold on to the site, but you had the ace, in which he was there eliminating almost the entire team, I would like to call it, like around 3 to 4 players. And next thing they have the control of the situation, and just like that, L2K just won out against Kira Esports. Just like you said, Jack, it would be wise for Kira Esports to check out the ward, revisit it, and check whatever mistakes that they've been making out. But L2K's form of defense was extremely solid, and Kira Esports had no exact idea on how to go forward through that attack.
Absolutely, especially on the defense. Kira Esports looked like they might be able to pull a comeback off, especially with the way they won Second Floor Kids. It was an absolutely comprehensive win coming out from the side of Kira. But unfortunately for them, L2K read into it. They stopped their aggression and made sure that everything went their way. With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a quick break before we come back with the next match on our hands, which is going to be Ferrum Esports versus Bat Trip Esports on the map of Coastline. And we'll see you in just a quick minute right there. Stay tuned. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with ACD Fibernet and AFK Gaming. I am your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Foxy, and our our analyst, Babagusa. Excuse me, I had to take a second right there. But yes, Babagusa will be joining us in just a quick moment, of course, when we're talking about the game. But right now, we have got a beautiful match on live. All of our viewers, for all of our viewers at home, it is Ferrum Esports versus Battrip Esports on the map of Coastline. Curiously enough, a map that we haven't gotten to see in a while now, and that's why Coastline will be the map of choice. Foxy, how do you feel going into this match?
Yeah, I feel like we're walking into Ferrum Esports' home map. I think this might be like a 200 IQ tactic that Battrip Esports has come up with. You know, trying to bait your team or your opponent into the map that they are strongest on, come with the prep, and beat them at their own turf. I'm expecting stuff like that from Battrip Esports because I know the mind that works behind it. So yeah, let's see what we've got for ourselves in this match. Will be underway. Ferrum Esports facing off Battrip Esports on Coastline. First man will be Blackbeard. Honestly, it's no surprise. Blackbeard happens to be not only a little too emphasized in terms of how Coastline is played, but just the way both of the sides, the players have emphasized Blackbeard and come up with some huge stuff. Dark Lord on one, that is Battrip Esports, but that's another discussion. Blackjack, going ahead into this match, what are you expecting from it?
Well, one thing I will say, Foxy, is I was kind of expecting a Melusi ban, seeing as Coastline is one of those maps where you can sort of relax, chill, and let the guns do the talking, and that's why Melusi being banned isn't entirely surprising. But the Nomad, again, that's a ban from the defender's perspective, where you want those runouts available to you. Even though I think that was actually a Ferrum Esports ban, so I'm not sure what they're thinking about taking the Nomad off their own hands. Maybe they want to play Gridlock, and, seeing as Nomad is considered a better choice than Gridlock, still not sure why, as I'm going to be interested to see the kind of plays that these teams bring out. And the last ban that we got to see is a very, very standard ban, especially on Coastline, which is the Valkyrie, of course. Intel is king on Coastline, even more so, I'd say. Some would say, that is, on this map than others. With all that out of the way, let's have a quick look at both of the rosters here in the lobby for all of our viewers to enjoy. From the side of Ferrum Esports, we've got Envy.
Well, we've got Envy for sure, Blackjack, but there's other people as well in Ferrum Esports as we quickly load into the lobby. I'll walk you guys through that. We've got Envy, Slayer, Boku, Basilisk, and Illenia. Boy, very nice names I'm getting to see here. Most importantly, Boku. I'm not sure where that derivation is from. Not a great anime fan, but hey, coming back to the roster of Battrip Esports, a roster that has surprised me so much, but more importantly, it has somehow, in some sense, made me feel proud. Just the way I happen to see Battrip Esports improving and so many little things over the time. I could go on about that for the entirety of the match, but that's Baba Gusta's job as we finish up after this match. So yeah, let's see going ahead what will be happening. Yes, I do happen to see you, Baba. I did acknowledge that as quickly we'll just be going into this Battrip Esports. I did not get to introduce the roster. Flame Blame, Srisha, Dark Lord, Hypertition, and Furnace. But hey, can I hear you, Blackjack? Hey there. Hey,
hello?
what's up? Hey.
I don't know what keeps happening.
I think Discord is having a bad day today.
Potentially.
I think, yeah.
A bad trip? I had to, I'm sorry. I saw the opportunity and I had to take it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is round one. It is a 0-0 scoreline, obviously, as we are here with the match between Ferrum Esports and Battrip Esports. And just like Foxy was saying, Flame Blame, Shrisha, Dark Lord, Hypertishi, and Infernus from the side of the defense, Battrip Esports, and of course, from the side of Ferrum Esports, we've got Envy, Slayer, Boku, Basilisk, and Illenium. That's an interesting name right there. as we are already underway with the action phase, of course. Slayer is the man on the Jackal this time. 2x on that C7E is very great gun, but Illenium is going to start things off by taking down Shrisha. Big drop right there from the side of Battery Esports. They have lost their Goyo, and Infernus has taken a lot of damage as well. And I'm not entirely sure where that came out from, but the smoke has to be careful. Oh, what a pre-fire from the Jackal. That is going to drop Dark Lord Slayer with the beautiful kill. Unfortunately, he couldn't track those footprints before they disappeared. Very unfortunate for him, as the Samo Breaches are going to make sure that the smoke can no longer sit in that pink couches area inside of sight. Flameblade wants to go for a big run out right now, but he's not going to be able to, of course. He's afraid of people pushing him from Courtyard and from Blue Bar. That is exactly what is happening. He's got 3 attackers to worry about, and any second now, any one of them could come for his head. C4 comes out, not going to connect. He doesn't even connect on the Ash's head, who connects onto his instead, and that is Envy taking a kill for himself. Flame Blame drops, and that is Battery Esports not having a good first round right here. And Ferrum Esports are looking very, very strong right now. Infernus with the shotgun holding on Blue is going to try and find a couple of kills for himself, but no, the flashbang will be taken down by the ADS. As Hypertition, he finds one, but he's going to be downed. And Envy's going to go down as well. That's Infernus with one, but no, he's not going to find any more. Illenium is going to finish him off, and Slayer, who downed Hypertition, will be the one to finish off the round. And with all that being said and done, round 1 goes to the side of the attackers. Ferrum Esports on second floor Hookah Lounge.
Hey, that was a good round for Ferrum Esports coming out, and I was not expecting anything different from them. You know, just the way they happen to be very frag heavy, very frag oriented team. Coming back to a map like a Coastline, this was the expected push that I did see Ferrum Esports bring out, but hey, it worked out for them a little better than expected, I believe. Battery Esports not able to even try to fight back, not cutting it close either on the first round, but hey, it's only the first round, but so much more from Battery Esports. By the way, for the people who do not know, the Dark Lord from Battery Esports happens to hold the highest single game kill count ever, KD ratio, for any the esports club Rainbow Six Siege event. Man has 24 kills, 6 deaths. That's a record that nobody has broken yet, not himself. But let's see if that does get broken. Maybe this league will find that out very soon. Dark Lord just not having a great day so far. Let's see what round 2 brings us. Some standard setup being done once again. The site is going to be Hookah, so I don't expect so much, so much bizarre stuff that I see Battery Esports putting out. They just need to bring out some standard stuff and just make sure that you don't get dropped early, because that is what happened in the last round. Ferrum Esports completely obliterating Battery Esports and winning every single gun. Quite honestly, they just made sure that they got the drone works in, eliminated them, got map control, and they didn't even need to plan the diffuser. That speaks volumes. You just happen to win on frags. A still flash from Envy, not the best thing to do. It's just gonna make sure instead of the barricade, opening the barricade with his, he's actually gonna be wasting both of his ash charges, because the ADSS has caught them out just a little bit above, on the wooden panel of the barricade. He could have gotten the barbed wire along with it, and maybe even the ADSs. But man has got a great aim. He was aiming right on the slit down below the barricade. But talk about the curse of being too good. Let's see what we've got. The Zofa exhibiting. Boku just trying to make sure all this utility is being used, just making sure that trying to go for this peak, but no, there's Hyper Tushy. My man is gonna get the frag, and that's the Alda coming alive. Wants to bring out another frag for himself, but he's just playing safe for the moment. Srisha on the other end is gonna get a frag on his Slayer. Envy, he does know the Maestro is playing, trying to send out spots and pings and whatnot, but meanwhile it'll be Illenium who's made his way on the side of Sunrise, trying to find the player who happened to kill his teammate. But Envy wants somebody. Oh, he's actually on the side. That's an aggressive push-up. The man gets a double kill. What is even happening? Battery Esports, he gets a triple. Envy's a madman. He's on the side and he's obliterating Battery Esports. He gets a fourth. Just like that, he's not even moving. What is Battery Esports doing? It's all out of Flame Blade, but he's offside and he's already in a fight with the IQ that he's got to fight against. Illenium, 1 HP, barely hanging on to his life, trying to fight Flame Blade here. He's just going to be holding down behind the hardcore that he's got for himself. The moment the Mozzie pushes, he's going to watch that. And there you go, he's going to get that headshot. The battle does get noticed. 2 more kills for Flame to make this into a possible clutch situation. The pings are coming out, but not enough information. I'm not sure if he knows this. The push-up will be in, but there's Basilisk who's already rappelled, but no Flame gets Envy anyway. That's the revenge that the quad kill Envy brought onto the Havoc, in fact, that he happened to bring in. And the Ace waiting very patiently. He's gonna go for it. No, he whips his shots. Basilisk, what are you doing, my man? Flame is gonna get the clutch in, but there's not enough time left for the diffuser to go down to the counter diffuse. What did I just get to see? Phantom Esports versus Bad Trip Esports. This is a match that I was not expecting to go down like this, and especially not this round. Boy, oh boy, that had more plot twists than Race 3. Oh boy. Ooh.
Okay, I have to ask Fozzie, did you need to make that joke? Oh man, that has me rolling right here, but I'm gonna have to try and control myself, ladies and gentlemen, as we get to see that in the Act 5-minute instant replay right there. What even was that, though? That is the question that we all have on our hands, seeing as, of course, one, the quad kill from Ash, Envy just going ham inside the site with that secondary pistol, the M45 Musoc. Very, very well done. In the meanwhile, we had the Mozzie. Again, similarly, just wreaking havoc, tearing through the post-plan defense that Phantom Esports had to bring out. And unfortunately for him, it just took a little too long to get the kill onto Ace, who was rappelling upside down on the main window, of Hookah. But even then, you know, it didn't quite work out. He didn't have enough time to finish the counter defuse cycle. And that is why Phantom Esports managed to win round 2 off the back of some, off the back of some very bizarre round events. And just like Foxy said, that had a lot of plot twists. M. Night Shyamalan would be proud. But anyway, coming back to the point at hand, round 3 is underway, and it is 2-0 in favor of Phantom Esports after an absolutely insane round right there. And yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be having a lot of reactions after that one. I'm looking forward to the memes already. But coming back to the point at hand, the action phase has already begun on round 3, and looks like, oh dear me, Infernus is already down. How did that happen? It's Envy again! But he's going to be dropped instead. This time only 1 kill to his name, and he'll be taken off the board. Darklord makes sure that Envy will not be wreaking any more havoc today, ladies and gentlemen. As, oh boy, is he going to find another one? No, he's not. He's being very, very brave right now, for lack of a better term, as he's been spotted inside a Sunrise as well, trying to peek that Sunrise window. Not going to find anybody just yet. Basilisk is already inside of the pool entrance, and this could be big. It's either going to be Basilisk who finds the Legion, or the Legion who manages to make a successful rotate back to site. Nope, he's still here in Sunrise. He's waiting. He knows that there's somebody who has to enter through Sunrise. It can't be just one, and he's trying to find the second one to come in. Shots are fired, he's taking a bit of damage, but he knows that there's more there coming in. That's Basilisk taking a bit of counter damage, but more shots are being fired. There's somebody in from the hookah window. Darklord, does he know exactly where he is? He does not, and the Ace will be the one to find him instead. It could have been the twist for a second there, but it wasn't. Basilisk is the one to finish off that kill, as it leaves Flame Blame, Shrisha, and Hypertishi as the last.
As the last one standing, I believe that is what Blackjack wanted to go for.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
We got Hypertushi still holding down the long angle. That is going to be on reception, but there goes another body dropped. That will be Boku getting the frag. Hypertushi on to double. Where did he get that from? That double kill off of the hallway. That is huge. That is more than just huge. That might have just already won them the round. A 2 versus 2 re-established, and Bad Trip Esports are looking to cement this victory further. Trying to get the first round in, the prone peaks are in, and both of them trying to exchange fights, but looks like it's a double duty onto one single attacker. Will they be able to make something useful out of this or not? Is the real question. We got Slayer getting a frag on Hypertushi. It's all on a Flame Blade with the pulse and the UMP in hand. He might be going for this push. Peeks wide, he's gonna get the twitch. A 1 versus 1. Flame Blade needs this so badly. Bad Trip Esports 0-2 right now. Phantom Esports wants to make this a 3-0, while Bad Trip Esports so badly need this round. They're going for the plan on the Pengu spot. Wants to go for this wide peak. Flame knows exactly what's up. And he's gonna get it. Back to Esports with the clutch in this time around. And that'll be Flame on the UMP. Making sure that they bring up and stay strong in this match. At least a 2-1 scoreline will be re-established back into place. And that's just Batrip Esports trying to fight back to what Ferrum has to offer.
Absolutely, a fantastic round coming out from Battery Esports that I really wish I got to cast, if only, of course, Discord would stop malfunctioning. I'm not even sure what's happening right there, ladies and gentlemen, but hopefully it's fixed right now, as we are going to be moving into round 4. 2-1 is the score line, and in fact, just like Foxy said, Battery Esports have finally put a round on board for themselves, and they need to continue putting rounds on board, of course. The first round is very important, but you want to make sure that you don't start losing rounds immediately after, of course. No team would want that, as Battery Esports will be looking to finally win second floor hookah after getting a win under their belt. Ferrum, in the meanwhile, have looked very strong. Even in that last round, they looked pretty strong, going for that roam clear into the finisher. Excuse me right there. But even then, it is definitely very interesting the way this match has turned out so far. I'm pretty sure, although, that whatever comes next from this game, I don't think it's going to top what we saw in round 2. I mean, that just goes without saying at this point. Round 2 was an absolutely bizarre round that I'll be going back and looking at myself to just understand what even happened. But, of course, jokes aside, round 4 is underway. Prep phase is finished, action phase is in place, and Flame is going for a little bit of a spawn peek towards Ruins from inside of security room. This is a tiny angle that he's found, but no, Envy's already down, and that's from the penthouse window. That's big right there, as the Ash will be forced down to 20 HP. The kill isn't confirmed because, of course, Envy has just managed to crawl back to safety. But he's already halfway down that down but not out state, and at the rate this is going, I don't think Elenium is going to get to him in time. He might just be able to. The IQ is 3-speed, pistol out, running, and yeah, this is going to be comfortable revive for Envy. But he's down to 20 HP, which is big, and that is something that Battery Esports will take happily, knowing for the fact that Envy managed to wreak so much havoc with full HP just getting into sight. 2 minutes remain on the clock for the side of Ferrum Esports right now. They have plenty of time to chill out, make sure that they get the intel in place, get all of the, excuse me, get all of the utilities taken care of, whatever barbed wires and Goyo shields they have. There we go. Boke is going to make sure to ping that Goyo shield right there. That's Infernus who has that. And there we go. And he's going to take it out nice and quickly. Nicely done. No damage being dealt, mind you, but that is a nice little, that's a nice little line of sight that's been made just now. Unfortunately, the Dark Lord is going to be forced off of that from the pre-fire coming in from Slayer. Now he knows that there's somebody towards Aquarium, and he's got to watch that angle. Flameblade manages to make his way down below, and he's trying to go for a bit of a flank right now, potentially. Hypertech watching blue, and oh, Infernus with the C4 is going to find Boku. That's a big one as the Twitch goes down. And that's going to put Ferrum Esports on the spot because Basilisk is low. Envy goes down. There goes Basilisk as well. Dark Lord's popping off right now as he's found 2. And he wants to find more. He's hungry for it, but no. It's Infernus and Shrisha who are going to finish out the round for Battery Esports. Round 4 is a flawless round coming out for the side of BTE. As we're going to see that in the Act 5-minute instant replay right there, ladies and gentlemen. What a round from the side of Battrip Esports right towards the end. Starting off with a C4 kill, then a double from Dark Lord, and then Shrisha and Infernus finishing it off. As we're going to move into round 5 with the scoreline being equalized 2-2.
That was a quick round coming in from Battery Esports. Looks like they just want to make sure that whatever they're trying to do here works out, at least in the counter-aggression what Ferrum Esports happens to bring on board. I wouldn't really blame them. Battery Esports did come in guns blazing. You saw Dark Lord go for that white peak from the pool table all the way onto Aquarium balcony. Who would do that? Well, at least not a person in a sane mind. I'll stick to my statement because Dark Lord is not in his sane mind. The man is insane. He's a beast. He's a monster. And like I said, just to clarify things up, he's had the highest single game kill count KD ratio for the Esports Club R6 event ever. The Esports Club R6 event. That's huge. Dark Lord definitely deserves more credit than what he already has. And hey, the man's a beast. He loves to frag, and we love to watch him do that. A good Legion round from him. He'll be switching right now to Jaeger. Let's see if this happens to be something that they need. Legion does happen to be a very good operator when it comes to slowing down your opponents. But right now, looks like Battery Esports is taking this fight to them on their doorstep. They don't want to be holding back, and that's why it's going to be a little more frag emphasized round. Let's see what that brings out. Infernus on the pulse is just going to make sure if you can hear those hearts beat. It's heart hacker Infernus. I'm so sorry for making that joke, Infi. Please don't kill me after this match. But no, coming back to this round, we've still got him just getting some information out, scouting around, while Dark Lord will be trying to find some strays here, unless of course he himself gets found. Slayer will be going for that peek against him any moment now. Dark Lord knows that. He knows there's somebody outside waiting for him on the side of offices. The red dot, a pre-fire comes in that might have connected on Envy, but just not yet. That's the wooden panel that is saving him just for now. Not getting a little too aggressive here, not overemphasizing on the fact that you can just straight up go for white peeking angles, try and get some frags. That's just not the case. We'll be seeing him hold this down. Let's see if he'll be able to make that something useful or not. And to do come to a stall point here, not sure if either of them will be able to get a frag. Looks like Dark Lord wants to go for this peak, but no, it'll be Infernus, the pulse I was talking about. A man is going to get the first frag in, and Dark Lord goes wide. He's going to take the fall instead. It was Zofia. The patience did pay out for Slayer finally. I'm glad at least it did. Brazil is trying to move on. He gets that frag, and there goes another, and one more. What is happening as Battery Esports drop like flies? It's all down to Flame. The man on a mission. He's alone. He's on top. He's just gonna make sure he gets a nice line of sight onto the site. But the plant is already going down. The Hibana, Basilisk is just gonna make sure that all of this is well and accounted for. That is his teammates, in fact, watching each and every crossfire. Will be getting the skill is the real question. Now everybody's hungry for it. The white peak is in. He's gonna get lit up quite a bit. Flame is not exactly in the best position for himself, as this is done and dusted. That'll be the finishing kill from Slayer, as we'll be finishing up on round 5. Param Esports take that as well. And looks like we are in for a treat for another close match.
Absolutely. As we switch to the Act 5-minute instant replay right there, it was unfortunately an unwinnable situation because the last man standing, the visual, was caught all the way up top. And unfortunately, being on second floor, playing against a hold on Sunrise and Blue Bar, any attacker will be able to tell you exactly how difficult that is. And dropping Courtyard didn't exactly work because, of course, he was running around above, and the sound cues were more than enough to give away his position to the side of Ferrum Esports. With all that being said, we're headed back to first floor kitchen for round 6, the last round before a roll swap. And a big round for the side of both these teams, really. Because if Ferrum Esports, are able to walk out of this round 4-2 in the lead, then going into defense, they'll have a big advantage of not just momentum, but also that they can utilize that round advantage to leverage against Battery Esports, because Battery Esports will be looking to make an equalizer happen, and that will force them to make mistakes if Ferrum Esports play their cards right. In the meanwhile, Battery Esports would like to equalize right here, right now, to force Ferrum Esports to play, with even more of their cards exposed. As it goes, in the early days, you want to keep your cards close to your chest. You don't want to reveal too much of your game plan, of the way your team is playing these rounds. But the way Battery Esports are about to do this, oh dear me, I think it got caught on the door, unfortunately, as the Ella spawn peak won't be working out for him just yet. He's just watching out for Jones. There we go. He's going to see one on top of White Stairs, take it out, and move on his merry way. But yeah, just like I said, Battery Esports need to equalize right here if they want Ferrum Esports to not have too much momentum. But no, there goes Envy again. He seems to be being targeted right now from the side of Battery Esports after that one round where he was absolutely insane inside of sight with the M45 Muzak of Ash. As Envy is down and off the board from a fellow FBI agent, and that was Pulse C4. That's going to leave Ferrum Esports in a 4 vs 5 situation. Slayer, Boku, iBasilisk, and Illenium are the last ones remaining who need to try and make something of this unfortunate situation they find themselves in. Darklood's taking a bit of damage right there. The Wamai has to be careful because he needs to remain alive for more of his magnets to come to him. Infernus in the meanwhile, oh no, Basilisk is actually going to find Darklood. That's big right there. And he's by the white stairs area. Infernus missed him. She's just coming around for a flank. He'll be watched and taken down as well as Basilisk is lighting things up for the side of Ferrum Esports. It's now a 3v4, but Illenium is downed and he's slowly bleeding out. If he's not revived any second now, it will in fact be a 3v3. I think he's not been revived yet, and the attackers are very apprehensive on where to go for this push. Infernus is playing two angles right now. One is service entrance, one is the bathroom entryway. He's got the pulse for support, and Hypertrees is going to find Basilisk instead. That's big right there. Illenium has been revived, but it's still a 3v3 that both teams are playing right now. Will the Goyo go down? Yes, the F2 is good enough for that, as Infernus will be dropped, and Illenium will join Slayer on the reception main lobby area, as they need to watch out for that Sunrise Bar operator. Drone's going to be taken out. Flame. He knows where the push is coming from, but it's not going to be enough. It's a UMP versus F2, as he will go down. It's all down to Hypertushy, the last man standing. He was inside a Sunrise Bar the whole time, and now he's going to have to play to try and deny the plant or post-plant. If he is forced into it, he will be. And it's a post-plant situation all down to the Jaeger. Does he know where the Twitch is? He does now, but it's too late. Slayer will find him, and the F2 will ring out once again for the side of the attackers. Ferrum Esports, beautifully done, even after losing Envy initially. As we see in the Fibernet instant replay, the push-outs coming from the side of Battrip Esports were ill-advised, and that is why it is 4-2 in favor of Ferrum going into round 7 role swap. Round 7 roll swap is in play, and first floor kitchen is immediately the side of choice coming out from the side of Ferrum Esports. They want to make sure that they have the maximum chances of winning right here, and that is why they'll be going to that first floor kitchen site. It is a very good defensive site. And, excuse me right there.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
It is definitely a very good defensive site for all of our players right here, and for Coastline in general. That is why we're seeing Ferrum Esports pick this immediately off the bat with the Jaeger my combo, a Maestro to boot, Slayer bringing in Ella, and of course Envy rounding things out with Legion. Legion, as it were, even after so many different nerfs, sees a lot of play with Slayer. Oh, he's not going to be happy about that. I believe he's lost about 10 HP right there from an impact grenade from one of his own teammates. So that is very unfortunate for the Ella, but of course, it's only 10 HP, and there's not a lot of guns that can take too much of an advantage off of a 10 HP loss. It's not that there aren't, there are, but it's mostly some very high-powered attacker rifles. And seeing the lineup from the side of Battery Esports, I can see Infernus's gun, the AK-12, taking one less bullet. But in the grand scheme of things, when you take into consideration all the factors that go into an online game of Rainbow Six, it is definitely going to be very interesting to see how, the game responds in this situation. Action phase is already underway, well underway for that matter, as both sides are now looking to get a leg up in this match, in this round, as the Sophia will be droning. Hypertrees is going to be holding down on second floor VIP. Will he see the defender? He will, a little late, but he will still get the down. All right, that's very interesting, and there we go. The kill will be confirmed. Envy goes down, but Slayer's going to, in retaliation, find one. He will be found instead. Flameblade did go down, but Darklord was there to refrag instantly, forcing Ferrum Esports into a 4v3, or a 3v4, excuse me. Drone comes out from Hypertishi. He's going to make sure that the second floor is clear before he goes for the soft breach verticality play. Down below, there we go. That's one. Any second now, second one will come out. Basilisk takes a bit of damage from that, curiously enough. He's got to be careful, of course, of those vertical angles, as right now it's down to him, Boku, and Illenium as the final line of defense for Bad Trip Esports. Taking out the bomb is the only sound inside his sight, as everything seems to have paused for a moment. Will the Ash be found? But no, Hypertishi will be alive. He's going to counter peek and do some damage to Basilisk, but he will not find him again, as the Maestro manages to slip away right under the nose of Ash. Dark Lord, he's in a very precarious position. He's being watched, and he'll be taken down from below as well. Beautifully done by Boku. He's found one. Will he find another? No, he'll be reflagged instantly, as that is the kill from Hypertishi. And that's another one from Shisha, meaning that Illenium is the last one standing. It is a very similar situation to a couple rounds ago, as Illenium is the last line of defense, the Jaeger. But no, Shisha will make sure that Illenium cannot, win this round, cannot make a clutch happen, as this will be the round going towards the side of Bad Trip Esports. Round 7 goes to them on the attack, as we get to see it on the Act Fibernet instant replay. A beautiful round coming out from BTE, as they are one step closer to equalizing here in the mid-game.
Well, 4-3 is indeed the scoreline. Let's see what more Bad Trip Esports has in store for us. They definitely need to bring out the equalizer, but it looks like Fibernet Esports might as well be taking us all the while closer to match point. It only stands to see if they'll be able to do that or not going ahead into this match. We've got the Iana pick coming in from Srisha, a very good pick in fact. When it comes to Coastline, you will be able to bamboozle your opponents, and just the way it happens to work. We've got Inui running the Mira, in fact, quite interestingly. So Mira happens to be one of those operators I don't get to see a whole lot when it comes to a fight like Kitchen, at least not if you're roaming. We did get to see multiple roaming strats with Mira. You happen to extend your defense on the side of Sunrise, you can place a Mira charge, a Mira Black Mirror. Then you've got the Pentas area, you can hold the vertical gameplay that you want to stop your attackers from doing. There's so much more you can do with her, and just the way Mira happens to be an operator, very overpowered. Let's see if she happens to be the game changer in this round or not. The match will be underway, that is this round in fact. Round 8 that is. Slayer with the Mozzie is just going to make sure none of those drones are allowed to come in from the main reception area, and there you go, the Freezer is going to hold one of the Mira charges, the White Hall as some people like to call it. I prefer Freezer. Push-up will be in from Dark Lord. He's just going to make sure he rappels up the white window. That's what he's expecting to do, at least for now. There's going to be a Mozzie to greet him in case he decides to go into it. Let's see how things will be going ahead into this match now. So we'll be watching a few holes being made, some rotations and whatnot. Let's see what the next 2 minutes hold for us.
Yeah, well, with one of the Mozzie drones taking out one of the drones, I believe, from the Twitch shock drone, it will be very difficult for them. Seems that Invi will be the one playing on the side of the toilets, which actually connects from the service entrance, but still holding the angle. That is actually a good angle, which can be able to see through the hatches. But here comes the CP from Invi. That would, however, not get any one of them, and neither does the frag grenade. And with that, a lot of utilities being expended from both the teams, and not even a single body being dropped from either of these teams here. A little bit of control has been situated from Bad Trip Esports as they try to open up the floors as best as they can, try to eliminate one of the opponents on the side of Ferrum Esports. And it is very difficult to find them all out, because some of the defenders have been scattered around right from the reception as well as the security room. Shisha is going to be using another one of nades to open up the hatches, which would connect right from below the security room, I believe. And that would actually make Mozzie reposition himself to a particular position in which Bad Trip Esports is capable of taking them out. So 1 minute remains, and there you go, the first frag comes in, and that would be Flame Blame with the important kill, eliminating Basilisk off. That would be the Maestro. The evil eye camps will be used for just for intel purposes, but won't be able to use to eliminate them. Boku with an extreme angle, he can be able to eliminate the Ash, who is unfortunately be prone in, but he's going to be falling back for now with a little bit of damage being sustained from Hypertushi. But a lot of time's being wasted here, and Battle Esports needs to make a play here, and they'll definitely well Shrisha with the plays, but Invi will be there for the instant refag as he eliminates Shrisha. The Iana won't be in play, and neither does the one of the important operators. But Boku with the crossfire angles, he's going to eliminate one more, as Invi will be there to take 3 of them with the knife. And an instant refrag comes in, as Infernus will be the only operator remaining, and here comes Illenium with another one, eliminating Flame Blame, which would actually confirm Infi being the only one. He actually gets another one. He still needs to find the last one. He only has 1 second left. He actually goes for the plant now. Illenium needs to know where exactly his location is. He knows where it is, but will it be there? Does he have the time? Yes, he will. And with that, Illenium will be there to eliminate Infi, giving them the win that they need on first floor kitchen. Ferrum Esports with a 5-3 lead, and just like that, Ferrum Esports in the lead, that would make Battle Esports life way much more harder. Let's take a look at that in Act Fibernet's instant replay. We did see quite a lot of waiting times on the side of attack, where Battle Esports was trying to make sure that they gained the control of a particular sites. That would be on the penthouse as well as the VIP lounge, to make to open up lines of sight from below the kitchen as well as the service entrance. They did not, however, find the important ops, so they decided to go for the execute, and that's where most of the bodies been dropped out. And luckily, Ferrum Esports did eventually won that specific site on first floor kitchen. Now, as we progress to round 9, second floor hookah is going to be the site.
Going from kitchen to hookah after a successful defense, Ferrum Esports looking very good right now. Even though that last round could have gone the way of the ace, it just didn't, because there wasn't enough time. He had to get the plan down, and he had to stick it if he wanted to give his team a chance to win. And of course, the Jaeger Illenium could just come into sight, waltz in. He knew the location of the plant, and just shoot ace from the back, finish off the round, and get another win in for the side of Ferrum Esports. With that being said, they are now 5-3 up, ladies and gentlemen, and it is looking more and more like a Ferrum Esports match, even though Battle Esports have given this game quite a good attempt, and they're looking very strong. They've looked, very strong on most occasions. They just have not been able to secure rounds back to back. That is I mean, they did secure rounds 3 and 4 back to back, mind you, but they weren't able to continue that streak. That's what they needed to do right there, which was to continue and turn that into a round winning streak. They were not able to. That is the biggest flaw that they've had so far, is that they start off well, but unfortunately, towards the mid-game, they seem to start falling apart. Now, again, they have had moments where they sort of recover from that, and they have had matches that go to overtime because they come back and win. But even then, you can't do that every single time. You want to make sure that when you get leads in the early game, you work on those leads, you play off them, and then you win the match. Without giving your enemy an inch, because again, in Rainbow Six, whoever you're playing against, if you give them an inch, they will take a mile. That is exactly what we are seeing from Ferrum Esports. But Boku, okay, he's going to find one early. Shrisha goes down. The SMZ is going to find one, but Boku will be refragged onto by Dark Lord. A big kill indeed, as the smoke will go down early. And that leaves the match in a 4v4 equalized situation. Excuse me right there. And yeah, nothing too big coming out. Actually, something big came out indeed. Iana, infinite drones for the side of the attack, no longer available. Boku, that is your smoke, who is also no longer available. I mean, at this point, do we really need an introduction to why smoke is such a terrifying operator in higher levels of play? I mean, some people might if they're new to the game, but still, excuse me right there. Minute 25 remaining, and Ferrum Esports are looking pretty strong in their defense. Of course, a minute 20 is a long time, and Battle Esports could make something big out of this round. Envy, however, is going to try and stop them as much as he can, as Flame Blade will go down. There goes Infernus as well. Big drops coming out, as another kill is confirmed by Basilisk. Barely sees Hypertushi through the slit in the door, and will still be able to take him off. of the board. It's all done to Dark Lord, and he will go down as well. Envy will make sure of that. Playing around the bomb, the Mira is the final one to take a kill, and that is Ferrum Esports winning round 9 on a second floor hookah. And that means they, ladies and gentlemen, going into round 10, are now on match point. A fantastic match coming out from Ferrum Esports so far. And Battrip Esports needs to pick themselves back up because it is now or never. They lose one round, this match is done, and they need to avoid that at all costs.
Well, for Battrip Esports, this will be their one final chance to hopefully put this match to overtime, since Team Ferrum Esports, they did, however, succeeded defending in first floor kitchen as well as on second floor hookah. But this time they are, however, forced to pick the first floor blue bar, which would make Battrip Esports a favorable opportunity to get that win on specific site. But for now, let's see how well that they're going to do, with an impressive play being displayed from Slayer with the P10 Ronin and also Envy with that vector plays. It's been quite interesting to see how well Battrip Esports, they did, just like you said, Jack, in from the early amount of rounds, we actually did see Battrip Esports getting those important kills, but it's that mid rounds in which they always gets confused, especially even though with the Dronos being this, Dronos being used from the attackers to find exactly what kind of positionings that they're in, but they don't know on how to execute, in which Battrip Esports are having a lot of problems to deal with, especially on attack. In defense, though, I actually did see some impressive plays on round 3 and 4 where Battrip Esports did win against. But since Ferrum Esports absolutely dominating against Battrip Esports, even on defense, it's going to be a difficult day for Battrip Esports if they don't recover this round pretty well. iBasilisk is going for the prone peek yet again. It's not going to work out well because Flame Blame is way much more quicker than that. The early frag comes in as Basilisk is out for now. Dark Lord opening up the reception barricade as he tries to hold up an angle from the toilets. Hopefully there is one more, and that is the Jaeger playing also very close, and he's going to eliminate him just like that. A wonderful shot from Illenium as he regains the control on the side of reception, but still needs to be careful because there is one more and another one who is apparently been pushing on the side of kitchen, making that crossfire angles. And here comes even the drone works will eventually detect exactly where Illenium's location is, in which Risha is about to push in for now. He still has the nose, he still has the nades, and also even he actually did see where exactly the body is as a nade comes in. Won't be able to find, but that bullet spill as Srisha confirms the kill, eliminating Jaeger in the process, which would give Battrip Esports a lot of opportunity to push in. But Envy is playing also very close on the sunrise bar. It would be wise for him to just push back for now. Boko playing as the castle with the UMP submachine gun. He's going to be holding an angle right from the courtroom, hopefully to eliminate players who are currently being entered in the reception desk. But unfortunately, since they're right from below, it's going to be very difficult for them to get those kills. Slayer in security room. He will, however, compromise his location by shooting one of the B10's bullets. And with that, he's going to be rotating back. Boku with an impressive angle. He just needs to wait for that perfect moment for the attackers to push in right through from the courtroom with an impressive bait being displayed from the Mozzie. I just realized that Mozzie was actually using as a bait to immediately push in so that he can be able to eliminate. As Envy, the Mira plays, he's going to eliminate Trisha, an important kill yet again, as Envy is going for the plant from the sunrise bar. This would be BTE's match if they just win this post-plant situation here. Envy, another kill with the Vector as he eliminates Infernus, but the damage is done. The attackers have the control of the situation. All they have to do is to eliminate the entire team of Ferrum Esports. And, will it work out as Boku? He will find out one more. Envy is going for the plant. He has the cover. He is actually going to fake it, and he gets a triple kill just like that. What was that, Envy? An incredible play being displayed from the Mira herself. As Ferrum Esports, they're going to win round 10 on defense, claiming their victory against Battrip Esports. And that too, Amira getting that impressive kill indeed. My oh my, that was an impressive play from Ferrum Esports as they're going to win on map Coastline against Battrip Esports.
Coastline goes the way of Ferrum Esports, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful game coming out from them. It was a good attempt from Battrip Esports. Unfortunately for them, it was not to be. Only 3 rounds and too many mistakes made as we see Envy and Slayer both on double digits. Envy, however, 14 kills, 4 of those being that rampage that he did with Ash earlier in the match on round 2, which was, curiously enough, a round that Battrip Esports nearly won off the back of a beautiful clutch by the Mozzie. It was very, very well done indeed from the side of Ferrum Esports, coming back after a little bit of a slump that they had, of course, and other situations that, of course, they just happen in this scene. Esports is a fast-moving industry. So, without further ado, we're going to be going into the highlights of the match that we had in just a quick moment, of course. As looking through those highlights, just off the top of my head, one thing, of course, that we'll always obviously be talking about is that second round. But other than that, there were some other very, very great plays, very good plays that were done in this match alone by both teams. That makes me really look forward to their matches tomorrow because, of course, they'll be playing different teams, different combinations of matches will be held across the entirety of this first season before we move on to other seasons. So, right now, looks like we are in fact ready. So we'll be going into a relive the moment here, ladies and gentlemen, to look at the highlights of this match right off the bat. It was a great game indeed. And this first round that we got to see, unfortunately, didn't quite go the way of the defenders. Battrip Esports, they gave it a good attempt. Most of the match, it was Battrip trying to push back against Ferrum Esports, but they just weren't able to. Their holds, their pushes, those peaks, some were a little too exposed. This one, however, oh boy, just like Foxy said, more plot twists than most movies out there. And that was, of course, round 2. That still went to Ferrum Esports, of course, even after everything, because the counter defuse timer went off. But after this point, I'm going to leave it to Baba to talk about the match at hand. Baba, over to you.
Well, Jack, I was about to say that it was Flame Blame chance at redemption on what exactly happened on Cafe Dostoevsky to him.
It's been a while.
I mean, it's been a while, but to be honest, it actually also made me realize that you actually don't need a quadruple missile launcher if you're just winning in a gunfight. So, anyways, as I was talking about the amount of defense that Battrip Esports were making, they however, did not succeed quite well. Although they did succeeded in defending on first floor kitchen as well as on second floor hookah, in which that's most of the plays where Flame Blame did in most of the points. But when Ferrum Esports went on the defense side with the Ferrum Esports go, I believe it was after the first half, if you actually get to see Ferrum's an incredible display of defense, especially Envy was playing as the Mira. We actually did see Mira being used for like the past 2 rounds. I believe it was on round 9 and 10, in which quite unexpected we did see that awesome flick in which Mira, all she had to do was just go for that fake plant. Next thing you know, she just instantly peeks it out, eliminating the important team of Battrip Esports, and just like that, they just had the entire map at their control. To be honest, I mean, most of the time we'd see on some other maps we'd actually see defenders winning quite a lot of rounds, but in this map Coastline we actually did see the attackers winning a lot, and that I would say from Ferrum Esports on their first half, winning a total of 4 attacks in a row, and all Ferrum needs to do was to just win 3 more rounds on defense, and they did exactly that.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, just like I said when we were going into rounds of a roll swap, that whenever a team takes that 4-2 advantage, what they're looking for going into the rest of the rounds, it's usually to just continue that momentum and win as many rounds as possible. Now, of course, it depends on how we went into roll swap, because if it went from, say, 4-0 to 4-2, then the team in the deficit is the one gathering momentum. They're the ones who are looking to make some plays happen. While on the other side, if it is, excuse me right there, If it's the team that went, 2-2 to 4-2, well, then in that case, you know that the team who is already in the round advantage are the ones looking at a potential victory. That is what we saw from Fairham Esports today. They did lose a round. Round 7 went the way of Bad Trip, and that was a very well coordinated attack round from Bad Trip Esports. Unfortunately, after that, it did not work out for them at all, because right towards the end, those last 3 rounds were not their best showing, to say the least. And even then, getting the post plan done on round 10, one would think that in that post plan situation, they'd be able to hold off the attackers, the defenders coming in to do a site retake, but it was very well orchestrated by the defending team. Fairham Esports knew exactly what they had to do, and this bait turnaround by Mira to get the headshot on to the last standing attacker was absolutely amazing. And unfortunately for the side of Batchup Esports, that will be an unfortunate day 1 that they will not be winning today against the side of Fairham Esports. Fairham Esports are the ones to win match 1 of their division stint of 7-3 in their favor. But of course, don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because we still have one more game to... Oh, apparently, according to our admins, actually, we just got confirmation on that. I was about to say we have, but apparently we do not have a final game coming up for all of our viewers at home. That's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is, issues and whatnot. We've had a lot of them this stream. There we go. That's another one. We've had a lot of them this stream, ladies and gentlemen. And unfortunately, that last game will also not be coming up to your screens just yet. And we will be coming back with more Rainbow Six Siege action of Division 1 Day 2 tomorrow. And yeah, it's going to be a fantastic day 2. Day 1 has been great, so a quick reminder of what happened today to all of our viewers at home. Union Gaming versus Extremis Esports was the first map that we had today. First match on the map of Cafe. That was Union Gaming's win 7-5. Extremis Esports did fantastic to push back Union Gaming as hard as they did, but unfortunately, UG proved to be better right at the end. The second match between Kira Esports and Team L2K went a slightly unexpected direction, even though we've seen Kira Esports excel on aggression and on Oregon before. It was L2K's match right from the beginning, from that first round in meeting all the way down to that last round in Basement Laundry. It was 7-2, a dominating performance from L2K, a rare sight to see in Division 1. Speaking of dominating performances, a slightly less dominating performance from Fairham Esports on this last match that we had on the map of Coastline. Batchup Esports, unfortunately, it was not their day, even though it looked like they might be able to, pull off an upset in certain situations and certain rounds. They just weren't able to confirm it. That little extra step that they need to take, they're going to have to improve on that as they go along in Division 1 this season, as Fairham Esports will have won the match 7-3 on the map of Coastline. And with that, we'll be going off for the night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow with more Division 1 action. Stay tuned.